And now, the main event, where tonight's entertainment is the review of entertainment. We like movies, we like television, and we like overthinking it. Introducing the podcast of critics.
Hello and welcome to the podcast of critics. I'm Garrett.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Addie.
Joining us again, finally, to finish out the Hunger Games quadrilogy.
Well, so here's the thing: is for the listeners, this has not been very long.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like nothing to you guys. It's been about 6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah, we've been
It's been
recording.
about a year.
We've been doing the Hunger Games for like
Forever.
at least the back half of 2025. We're recording this at like the top of February of 26. So a lot of shit has happened.
We are not well, mostly. That's the bottom line.
We're not
here.
the same people we were when we
when
started
this. But you know what? Neither are Katniss and Peeta, so it's fine.
It's totally fine.
It's not even the same country.
Biblically accurate timeline, you know?
Yeah. But we're finally wrapping it up here with the Mockingjay part. I almost said part 4 because of how many of these there fucking are. Part 2.
Yeah.
So tell me, because I'm coming at this again as I have, and as I think I have stayed. Not really a fan of these. I think they're fine. They've grown on me as we've been doing them. You guys roll your eyes at me.
I'm not a fan of these still. I still wouldn't say it's won me over. But,
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
genuinely. I'm like, I see the value in them more so than I did when we started this. That is kind of
Okay.
where I've landed. Is I'm like, I get it now. I don't know that like it's for me, but I get it now.
That's valid, I guess.
Well, talk about how about you pitch to me.
Are you a part of the problem?
Yes.
might-
He's a white
no.
man.
Always
yes.
have been.
Yes, he
Always
is.
have been, man.
What do you mean?
But take us back for you guys who were in the fandom, especially you, Addie, because that's why you're guessing on this, because this is one of your favorite franchises. You've been with us all the way through these. Take us back to 2015.
So this was released, just for reference.
Please take us back to 2015.
Yeah, actually.
Please.
Just generally speaking.
Hard reset. I graduated high school in 2015, so this series literally was, all through my,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just the end
wow.
of your...
I
Wow.
guess through middle school and high school.
Wow. So, yeah, this was released November of 2015. So what were you doing then, other than celebrating Thanksgiving?
If that.
If that.
Smoking weed.
Bruh.
In November 2015, probably.
Did you see it in theaters like when it came out?
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I'm trying to remember.
How about you? Did you watch it?
2015. Did it really come out in 2015?
It did.
Yeah, it did.
It did. Yeah.
November 2015.
Yeah. I was in college. I was in a cult college. So I wasn't technically allowed to see this in theaters, so I snuck out to do so.
That's right.
I
You guys
think-
weren't allowed to go see movies.
I'm pretty sure my brother had to drive me. I think I dragged him to this because I was like, I want to watch this. There's another core mem for Greatest Showman, which of course you hate.
Yeah.
But I think part of it was the fact that like I was in a cult and like being able to watch movies like in theaters was such a like
Treat.
hush treat thing. Yeah. That anything I watched then is just very nostalgic for me. So that might be why I really like this series still. Actually, is because like it started in high school for me, and then by the time we got to the end of it, I was in college and I was like past it, and I was also just
Yeah, by 2015 we were over it.
Yeah.
Like, the vibe was definitely like,
can we just get a fucking ending? Please?
yeah, like
Really?
it's not what it once was. Yeah, because once you got the book, you got all the answers.
Oh, right.
Because remember the movies were coming out as the books were coming out too. So like that was kind of.
And it was controversial that it was split into 2 movies.
Yeah, we like as I was reading this book this second time, where they end Mockingjay Part 1 is not where Part 2 or Part 1 ends in the book, because technically the book is split into parts. Like you just have like a page of like Part 2 or whatever. Yeah, but it's not or the same stopping point. I think I said this in Part 1 when we recorded that. Like I get why they did it, but it's just different. By the time we got around to watching it in the theaters, it was just like, please just don't fuck it up any more than you already have,
Y'all thought it was fucked up?
Well, the book itself came out in 2010. Just double checked that.
Okay.
Which was like, that would have been y'all's freshman year, right
Yeah.
before I went into high school.
Yeah.
I went in 2011. The books were all published by that time. Everyone knew the ending. I remember really looking forward to Mockingjay coming out.
Until you read the book?
But when I read the book itself was not received well.
Yeah, the book was.
The book
you
was
guys, you said
very,
this.
yeah.
You said this in the last episode too, as I've gone back and listened to it while editing, that you were disappointed with like the choices she makes. So like, and we'll get to the plot here in a little bit and dive in as quickly as we hopefully can. But like, what specifically are you talking about there with like what choices?
I think just the fact that like she, instead of becoming a leader, she chose peace. I think I expected her to kind of keep the rah leader attitude, just because she is such a natural rallier. And I say rallier versus leader on purpose here. And I think my like high school brain was like, that's a leader. And so why wouldn't she just become president? Why would she just choose to fucking have kids? And that, as someone who doesn't necessarily want to have children, and if you are my future child listening to this, I'm sorry.
If I do have
You
one.
changed your mind. You changed your mind.
Please know, if I have you, it was intentional. But at this point in my life, I still don't want them. I think that too, like for me, was just very off-brand for her, because she was, and like she even says in the book that she doesn't want to have
At the top of, she has the conversation with Gail. Yeah.
So like, it feels so different, and it is really abrupt. But as an adult now, going back and like thinking it through, like, yeah, of course all you want is peace. Of course all you want is just to be able to, have an idyllic lifestyle. Whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't necessarily have to be a family and 2 kids, 2.5 kids, and a picket fence.
It reads to me as the like Commodus archetype, which is like the Roman general or whatever, which is another, like, obviously she's obsessed with this, but like the Roman general or whoever who like showed up, like served as consul for like a year or something, and then like immediately went back to his farm. We just watched Gladiator the other.
I was gonna say, is that what
week.
you're referencing?
It's an archetype throughout. Like George Washington is seen as kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Like he just also wanted to go back to his plantation. Who's the other one? There's the
taking slaves' teeth.
There's the dude in
Black History Month.
Yes.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Slander. George Washington. Fuck him.
The guy in Game of Thrones in House of the Dragon. This will be seasons from now, but like the one Stark dude who like shows up, becomes Hand of the King for the day, and like kills all the traitors, and then goes back to Winterfell because he doesn't want to fuck with the politics anymore. Like a dude who just shows up, saves the day, and then is
Flips the script,
and then like, I'm gone. I'm not made for leadership. I'm just made for solving the problem.
Yeah, as a tired adult, I get that now, and
it
makes sense. But as a rah, 15,
rebellious youngster,
15, 16-year-old, I wanted fucking slay the dragons and keep going, babe. Like you're supposed to be queen. The fuck are you doing? So that was my main disappointment. I don't know if you had a different experience, Addie.
I was really fucked up, and I really empathized with the ways that Katniss was also fucked up. So when she was falling apart, and when she's like that list thing that she does, I grabbed onto that. I was like, that is awesome.
That was an actual like therapy technique, so that's really good, actually.
I think Prim dying in general was just awful.
Too harsh.
Yeah.
Too harsh.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, fuck Gail for that shit.
I didn't
fuck Gail forever, bro.
Brother,
fuck Liam Hemsworth forever.
We're
also.
talking about it, and I know I haven't been consistent. I'm remembering in our previous episodes I haven't been consistent, but as I have been remembering it, like I know where I stood on Gail, and watching it again, I still feel the same way.
Which is?
He's not that bad. He's incredibly relatable and understandable. Katniss is sitting here like, oh, we're going to go to these lengths. We're going to risk killing civilians, Yes, Katniss. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to kill some civilians to upend this whole fucking uprising.
I didn't say I wasn't pro-war.
And no, I'm not saying that at all.
We're a pro-war podcast.
This was
But fuck Gail specifically.
I just that was my reaction as a kid. you know, I understand the grapple that she was trying to present there.
But she didn't argue Katniss' side well enough for Gale to...
I think, well, no, what happened is that Gale, the stuff happened with the bombs, and Katniss is like, I don't know if Gale made that call or not. And
Either way, it was his idea.
yeah, and she's like, it was his idea. This is his fault that Prim is dead. I just disagree. Especially watching the movie again. I did not reread the book, so I don't know if it's different in the book. But Gale is right there with Katniss.
When it happens.
When it happens. It was not his fault by any means. This is someone... And so I just... like, Gale was Katniss's best friend. Gale knew Katniss in and out until Katniss went through this bullshit of the Hunger Games, and that's when she trauma bonded with Peeta. There's something beautiful there, but are we really going to ignore the fact that this has been her family her whole life? Like, I feel a little bit like, come on. Like, that's fucked up of Katniss to just be like, oh, but he's so soft and sweet, and, like, it's like...
I mean,
The 11th hour switch up is really...
No, I love Peeta. I love Peeta. I do, and I know everyone hates Gale. To being true to who I was back then and what I felt in high school, I was on the fence about Team Gale and Team Peeta.
I mean,
It was not cut and dry for me.
Low key,
And when
for
they
me,
did
it's like Gale's your cousin, dude. Like they say that he's her cousin as like a cover story, but then also like the way they grew up, Gale's your fucking like brother. Like you're right, he is family, but he's like a familial relate, so it's incestuous to
But
me.
if Katniss had never gone in the Hunger Games, she would have married Gale.
I think
Perhaps.
it's the love triangle
I think
aspect
she said it
of
at one point.
The love triangle brings the entire thing down for me, and we've kind of talked about this in previous episodes, where I think.
But that's your hook for your teens.
Yeah, and that's
kind of the unfortunate
it's
crux of it.
It's the thing that really ages this and keeps it in that super Hulock sphere for me, where I'm just not able to engage
hate the
with
fucking
it.
fans.
The super Hulock sphere.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't engage with it as seriously as I want to because it still has those like teen YA tropes that like hold it back from being something that's a little more mature. Because if Gale was just like a friend and a secondary supporting character, and there was that conflict, that's more interesting to me. And Peeta's the sole love interest. I think that's more interesting.
What if they were just both into Peeta and Gale was gay? You know, like
whatever.
I definitely would.
That would
I
be
don't think.
better.
I think.
The story would have been richer with the romance played down, but it is a YA book geared towards
Right, but I don't know if like YA today is playing those things up. I don't obviously don't.
I haven't read a YA
read any
book.
YA.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
You know, but I know romance is everywhere nowadays. But I think that's
that's
just
romance.
because you live like
it's because you're always reading it.
yeah. I was gonna
No,
say.
that's objectively true. No, I disagree. We've all been on TikTok. We're all readers.
On the book talk, yeah.
Yeah, big book
Okay,
talk.
but we're on our side of TikTok with our algorithms that are very catered to us.
What I'm saying is, yeah, but like, I don't know. It's impossible not to get that stuff recommended to you because, like, the dark fantasy and like women who are so into this right now, it's massive. I don't want to take credit away from it. I guess is what I'm saying.
Men suck right now, like, and they always have. It's not just right now.
It's
but,
a phenomenon. I love to observe a phenomenon. You know,
phenomenon.
Dudes are reading Brandon Sanderson and stuff. Like he's got the boys
for real.
You know, and y'all have got ACOTAR, and that's fine.
Well, okay, hold on.
I'm just saying that's like we're not reading romance.
It's mostly straight women that like ACOTAR.
Sure.
And Fourth Wing and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Don't get misogynistic about it. We guys watch Brandon Sanderson.
I haven't read enough.
I have more conversations with men about Fourth Wing than I have about
Interesting.
I have with women. So
you've heard Brandon Sanderson talk more than you've read his
I have.
works.
This is true. This is true.
So get out of here.
Yeah. I've read some horror this year. That's what I've been reading. It's been good. Anyway, Gale, does he suck or not?
Yes.
Ultimately, for you
you gotta
to
listen
decide.
to this episode to find out.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of one of the main
we
sticking
probably
points.
won't know by the end of this episode. For real.
No, we'll weave it through. Anyway,
I don't like him.
Anything else we want to hit before we jump into the story proper here?
Just to call out cast from the get, I did want to call out that we have some really fun guest stars. I guess.
Do we?
Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh, that's right. She does show up. Yeah.
Yeah, bruh. But
she's in everything.
You literally screamed when she
It
was
was
on
one
scene.
scene. It was one scene. It was at the
We
top.
have her for literally 5 seconds.
I don't think her face was even on screen very long at all.
But we are thankful. We are always thankful.
Mm-hmm.
The other one being Jackson, Lieutenant Jackson, which is Michelle Forbes, which if you've watched New Amsterdam, you know her as Dr. Fuentes. She is evil. She must be destroyed.
Our med show expert, Ashley.
Listen, I am a slut for many things.
Slut.
I'm a slut for a good column on a building
building?
structure. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I love a good column. You get
Thank
all up
you.
on those columns.
Thank you, Mrs. Odom from Junior Year Humanities. Love that shit. I am a slut for a good column. I am a slut for
A good med show.
a good med show. And I'm gonna call them out real quick. Pitt, New Amsterdam, Grays.
Chicago Med, isn't that one of them?
I haven't watched that one, but it's on my list.
Okay.
ER is also on my list because, why wouldn't it be? But anyways,
I
if
love
you have
House.
any
I love
recommendations, please send them to my DMs. I will yap about anything for hours, but definitely med shows. Anyways, I digress. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Aim of the show. If you've not been here, I don't know why you're starting with this episode, but if you are,
Welcome.
welcome. Thank you for listening. Format of the show is we go through plot, performance, and production. We rate all of those out of 5.
At
We
the
never
end.
really get to 5. I don't have.
We've come very close with
Have
Twister.
we given out 5s?
We came really, really close with Twister. Twister was the best, stat-wise movie we did.
Funny.
We
Yeah.
rate everything between 2.5 and 4.8.
We start adding
Yeah.
random-ass decimals
We
at
do.
some point.
We do
Yeah.
add random decimals. We do give reasonings for that. Whether or not those reasons are valid, who knows? It's subjective.
It's a
our
subjective
show.
Yeah.
It's our show.
Fuck you.
But we
Fuck you.
do get through this by kind of just going through the plot and then calling out performance and production along the way.
Where we see him. Yeah.
So, biggest difference coming into this one, I think, is that we just are immediately in it. We are in the fucking garage of
Yeah.
the book.
Yeah. We're not stuck in the Atlanta Marriott anymore. We got out of the Atlanta Marriott finally. But
This is the first one that I think we don't use it at all.
I didn't see it.
If they used it, I didn't see it.
We are firmly trapped in downtown Berlin, but that's
Berlin
another,
and Paris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Appropriately.
But we're also stuck in the garage, in the medical garage where they're holding PETA.
Yeah. If you didn't listen to episode or to Mockingjay Part 1,
Go listen.
listen to that one, please. But also just know, I think that the medical bays for
It's clearly
District
it's
13,
a garage.
It's
It's a
literally a
garage.
fucking garage with just fancier windows. That's all it is.
It's not an
Or
opinion,
some
it's a fact.
storage unit or something. Is
No,
what
it's
it
got
looks like. Yeah.
because it's got the garage
It's got
door windows
slats,
across the top.
yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
futuristic looking.
It's supposed to be. It's just a garage. Last movie. PETA choked out Katniss. Is that even like a correct term?
Yes, choked out.
Choked out, yeah.
Choked out Katniss, so she's
Not
being
consensually.
non-consensually
Yeah.
and also
Important
maliciously.
distinction.
Maliciously too.
Right.
Going for the kill.
Yeah, he was actually trying to kill her. He's not well.
They
He is
just got
fucking
him
losing
back.
his mind. They just got him back. She's got gnarly bruising, and we presume this is like a day, the same day.
I think it's like a week later because if she's had the neck brace on, she's had it for like a minute.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
true.
the same day.
And he says like we've
And
been
the bruising
testing
is
him.
so dark that it is and they've been testing.
PETA's
him,
not
so.
like ravaging and like howling in his bed anymore. He's like chilled out a little bit. Yeah. They're trying to get him back to normal by like slow dripping normality into him.
So they decide to bring someone from home.
Which is
someone
kind of
we can
stupid.
trust.
Yeah, they send in Prim, which is like we've seen him strangle someone and they send Prim in there right in front of Katniss, which to me is like it almost feels like it's intentionally setting the seeds of like 13 and Coin being kind of distrustful, it's just like I'll endanger your obviously that she fucking kills her later, but like I'll endanger Prim's life right in front of you. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I find it kind of silly that like of all the people they do send in.
So
Prim.
in the books, it is the mayor's daughter who is
Who
more,
they cut, yeah.
who they cut from the beginning, book 1.
I thought it would be Haymitch or somebody. That's who I thought they were gonna do, but
Haymitch was in the games.
Would have been a logical choice, but he's also one that he would have been brainwashed against.
You know what it reminds me of? There's all these stray cats outside my house. One of them's a kitten. It's really small. Whenever an angry cat comes up and is getting aggressive, they look at that kitten and they're like, I mean, what, am I going to hurt that kitten? Like, it's just so helpless.
She's the least threatening.
She's not
She
threatening
is the least
whatsoever.
threatening.
She's not threatening. She is a, you know, you want to protect her.
Right.
You want to protect her.
Well, and she's just she is a pure soul. Whether or not you know her or not, just like looking at her, you can tell that. So
He still loses his shit, though. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well, he gets worked up, and actually, he's trying to warn her. He's like, you know, you can't trust her.
His crash out is more so.
It's still focused on Katniss.
Well, no, but it's focused on Katniss, but it's focused.
Towards protecting Prim against
from
Katniss.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's exactly what I mean. Because he says she's a mutt, you have to kill her.
I'll say this is where I'll throw my irksomeness at the dystopian language. They throw the word mutt around a lot in this one. They haven't done this. They did it in the first one just to refer to the dog things, but mutt is clearly more of an all-encompassing
Well, that's what they
term.
said in the first one.
Mutt is a mutation.
But they
mutation is what is meant.
Yeah.
That's.
They didn't lore explain that in the first one, and they're just
They
now.
did.
Not really.
They did.
They did.
in
but-
the book, maybe, but in the
No, they did in the movie.
No, they didn't.
No, they really
They
did.
did.
I have no memory of that.
We
It's
know.
been forever ago, but
It's also been over a year since we recorded that episode. So
I don't know about that. I don't think it's that long ago.
I think
but-
I have my notes right here.
here, wait.
the dogs just come out in the first one, I'm pretty sure, and they don't call them. They may call them mutts, but
No.
that's about all they do.
Well, even in the second one, Gary,
They do when they
There's a
pull
lot of
them up
mutts.
on the table. When they pull the dog up on the table, they talk about how this is a mutation.
When do they pull them up on a table?
Oh yeah,
on the
little
hologram on the
screen.
table when they're in the game making thing with Seneca,
Oh,
that's when you get your
physically.
explanation.
And there's a lot of mutts in
and
the second
Caesar
one, the
kind of
Jabber
overtalks
Jason
it
mutts.
as well.
Gotcha. But they still don't. It's not as in this one. They look very. We get to the mutts later, and they're very different. And PETA also uses mutt, like I said, more all-encompassing to mean like anyone who's been.
That's what they. Yeah,
programmed
mutt
in-
does not mean dog.
No, clearly right, but that wasn't
Made clear to you.
made. That was not made clear to me, and
That's just 'cause
they
you do
really
analyze it.
start throwing it around in this one. I mean, and it does I'm like, okay, I guess that's.
I mean, that still means something. The fact that you watched all the movies and you're watching this one, you're like, where's this word coming from?
What is this word?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
well, just that it starts meaning something more than I thought it meant the first go around.
yeah, that's fair. That's
And
fair.
I think that's a big problem with these being translated to movies.
They expect you to have read, and if you haven't,
Yes.
that is kind of where there is a disconnect, and I get that.
It's not a big thing, but it's like a little thing where I'm like, okay, we're doing this.
I think it really matters when it comes to a
I
movie
like it. It's
adaptation.
immersive. I think it's immersive. I like that there's a word for it, but it's a little out of nowhere for me.
I do want to touch on, while we're on this scene, touch on a little quote from the book. I'm gonna do this whole episode.
Yep.
Sorry.
Really? Just this one?
This is for the listeners who haven't been with us before.
The ones who are starting from episode 4. Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that. It's really not intuitive. but
The
okay.
listeners are also possibly her future children, so remember that.
It's for them. Yeah.
Oh Jesus! I don't.
No pressure.
They don't exist. They don't exist. They don't exist. They don't
Not
exist.
in this world.
No. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit for the quote because I'm just gonna paraphrase a little bit in the sense that I'm gonna take a snippet and keep going. So if you're,
It's a truncated quote.
it's a truncated. Thank you. That's the word that I wanted.
I got you there. Now
I really
just do the
appreciate
quote.
that.
Now do the quote.
Cut this whole bit out,
Uh-huh.
actually. So it goes, Snow has stolen him from me, twisted him beyond recognition, and made me a present of him. It's only now that he's been corrupted that I can fully appreciate the real PETA, even more than I would have if he died. I thought that was very, especially mentally indicative of how she got through that struggle, of how we get to PETA winning in the end, of PETA winning her, is that him being corrupted as he was does give her a higher appreciation for who he actually is as a person. And you did mention while we were watching that he is so very distorted. Like, it seems that some of the things that he's saying about her that are negative, those must be his inner thoughts that have just been amplified. And I don't know if that's truly the case or not. I don't recall if they touch on that in the book
I
specifically.
think it's objectively the case.
I also agree that objectively that is probably the case. That like
they pulled his worst subconscious thoughts to the surface.
Yeah, all the insecurities that he might have had about her, or you know, the worst thoughts that he's ever had about her.
And warped his memory.
And we do know that they've warped his memories, and he specifically touches on that in the movie. But to see that he has become such a different person as a result of that.
I want to point out his acting too, like Hutcherson, because he's been such a sweet guy this whole series, and so he actually gets a chance to do some like range here that he hasn't had.
Yeah,
we've never seen him like angry and rageful like this. So it's we got like a glimpse of it at the end of the last one, but like this one, he's just like
you get the broody
into her.
and the angsty.
Yeah, like he's really playing it up in a.
I think I also wanted to point out his physicality of how he I don't know if it's just
It's got really great micro expressions and stuff.
Yeah, it might, and it may just be like a little After Effects kind of movie magic, but he looks frail. And I think of him as a stocky, healthy person. I think of him as a very like well-built man.
Yeah.
And he looks fucking thin.
He wasn't just brainwashed; he was starved.
Yeah,
he was starved and tortured.
he was absolutely tortured, and he does like. Just even in his like physical form,
the CGI of it is like jarring.
Yeah. Excellent work there.
Yeah, moving through here, Katniss goes to visit Coin and is like, "Put me on the front lines" or whatever.
Yeah, because
I want to help how I can.
It's tearing her up to see him like that.
Yeah, I like Coin's acting here. Julianne Moore is still really good. She gets kind of more to do here than she did in the last one, which is maybe not more, but like it's more interesting because her character's unraveling a little bit. I like seeing her read. Both of them just read each other. She just has good chemistry with both the president.
That's Julianne
Moore.
Julianne Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great actress.
I really like the line here where she says to Coin, "You've seen what I can do," and you see Coin just kind of like it's a very you thing that you do, Garrett, where like you just yes I have like And it's so
I must concede.
She weighs the options.
Like it's very calculated.
Yeah.
It's so calculated.
Yes.
Evil.
Yeah. She's evil, Katniss.
Well, she's got to consider all the angles. Like where does this benefit me more than it hurts me? And she decides, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the risk. Katniss.
Coin is evil.
Right. Yeah. Getting to he does not think that, unfortunately, because we get to Gale here. They're on the airship or whatever, and he's all, God, what does he fucking say to her? She's like, "It's clear that you love him," or I don't. It's like he's just so self-pitying.
He says something along the lines of, "If he doesn't get better, I know your heart's always gonna be like you're never gonna get over him."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, if you're gonna, he has this the whole movie where he kind of tries to do the noble guy thing of just like, "I'll step aside for you to be happy," but he doesn't.
He says, "I don't stand a chance if he doesn't get better."
Yeah.
You'll never be able to let him go.
That's another thing that really pissed me off is the way this love triangle is handled in this book. Like, it's just frustrating. It's annoying.
Right. Because Gale, like, dooms himself with the bomb stuff, so it's not resolved. It's resolved genuinely in like a, I guess I'll go with the guy who didn't kill my sister.
Well, I think what really, yeah, for sure.
I have more thoughts on this. I'll get to them when we get there.
Right.
I think another thing that works against Gale is that this whole time it's active. Like he is actively thinking about this, trying to get Katniss. Katniss is not. Peeta, not. Like they are just trying to survive. He's the only one
invested in
He's the
this.
only one that's thinking like, I want to come out on the other side of this with Katniss as my girl. Like
yeah.
Well, but also I think he's had that luxury because the Peeta and Katniss, and I hate to call it a luxury because he was not well treated while he was not in the Hunger Games. But Peeta and Katniss have gone from Hunger Games to Hunger Games, basically. And then in the year in between 74 and 75, they were on a fucking victory tour, wherein that was its own little game.
Yeah.
So they've not been not calculated at any point since this started. Whereas he has been just at home. Like, bro has had nothing, and he's like doing mindless work in the mines.
He's just thinking about going home to.
So he's like,
Katniss.
bro is just like thinking about like, shit, I could just go home to her right now, and they don't even know if they're going home. Like they have no idea. So it makes sense that he has like that space to be able to think it through,
to hope for that,
hope for it, and they're just like, I don't know if we're gonna make it till tomorrow, guys. Like,
and that's emphasized. It really is emphasized more in the books. Katniss is talking about how she's like observing Gale, and Gale's like a kid talking about war theoretically, and like you know, just because he did this one big move of saving District 12, big thing to do, but he's still a teenage boy.
I have some stuff to say about
just
Gale's
wants to take down the regime
competency here in a moment, and I'll put a pin in that. But
Katniss has been personally threatened by the president herself. Like,
yeah,
they are not
like
the same.
She's had to acquiesce to whatever she's needed to make sure that her family survives, including him, because he was threatened as part of her like list of people that were threatened by Snow. To me, like, if that's me in that moment, and as I read it, I kind of get that vibe. She got the ick when he was like, we could just do this, like, we could just kill everybody, and she's like, do you not understand how these war games work? Like, there's not just like point and shoot and kill.
She's like, you haven't taken a career's life with your bare hands and looked into the eyes of your enemy and been like, that's just a person.
Well, then,
like,
and
the
beyond
Capitol
that
is
too,
forcing us to be enemies.
Yeah, and beyond that too, to think through the cerebral part of it, of like, like, there's like, even if I killed the enemy in front of me now, there's still another enemy who's been playing this game and putting pawns on a chessboard.
For sure. This point on the plane to District 2 is when Gale also mentions his 2-bomb trap idea.
Okay.
To Beatty.
Yes.
So he's
they're chit-chatting about that.
To clarify, because it does come back at the end, obviously, because I didn't quite, because I forgot about that point by the time it does, by the time the bomb goes off. So that is Gale's concept that he made, that he worked on with Beatty.
He's discussing it with Beatty. He says,
Yeah.
you know, first you send in a bomb, they send in their people to go and help, they send in the medics, then
So
you bomb
he
them
says,
again.
trap the enemy inside, cut them off from supplies, make it impossible for them to send out their hovercraft. And Beatty goes, well, they could still, you know, get through a ventilation system, or get through, you know, the train tunnel or wherever. And he goes, not if you do not if there's a second bomb. And that's kind of where.
Well, let me talk about it now then, because as we get to this whole thing where they dropped to District 2, they talked to Gwendolyn Christie and everything, and he comes up with the idea to like bomb the mountain base or whatever the hell.
The second bomb comes up before they talk to.
Yes, but it's still same concept. I'm still like just threading the concept of like Gale coming up with ideas, right?
Yeah.
Well, Gale is a trap guy. That's another thing.
I don't like this though.
That's heavily stressed in the books. It's not in the movies.
I don't think. Well, right. And
Katniss thinks of Gale, thinks of traps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what he did in the
like
woods.
he sets traps. He's the best trap setter in like her district too.
And I understand that. I don't think realistically that translates to being a teenage boy who's good at like setting up traps in the woods translates to military genius.
It's not military genius.
It's not military genius.
He had an offhanded idea
The
that they
movie
decided to
treats
use.
it like it though. Whether or not it is, the movie treats it like it. The movie treats the bombs as his brilliant idea that winds up like
The movie
winning them.
initially says that it was Snow's fault. Snow had to tell Katniss himself.
No, but I'm just
was
talking.
Coin.
No, but I'm just talking about. I'm not talking about the strategy of it. I'm talking about just like the bare knuckle like concept that like Gale, like they're all gathered around the hologram, right? With
I mean, that's how it is in the book.
I'm saying I don't think Gale is that smart.
That's not when
of a
Gale
character.
says that. Is what I'm saying. They're on the plane. They haven't gotten to District 2. He's not in there with all the commanders making that suggestion. He says it to Beatty.
Yeah.
But even then, well, same concept though, right? Where it's whether it's the bomb or whether it's bombing the mountain or stuff like that. Either way, I don't think Gale as a character, at least in the movies, has been presented as someone smart enough to come up with a like 2-step bomb plan or like the strat that like saves them this battle and stuff like that.
You have to remember that, like, the troops that they have, the generals that they have, this
is militia level.
Like, these are not folks who have been to war either.
None of them are like military masterminds.
Matter of fact, the fact that he has killed anything is a significant, like, and by anything I mean animals as well. Mm-hmm. The fact that he has killed anything is significant because they like.
Puts him a step above.
Yeah, these people have not had. These people have not been.
He
leading
rescued like
anything?
10,000 people from the bomb single-handedly.
Yeah.
And like once that happened, who's going to represent District 12?
Right.
probably the fucking dude that helped him out.
Because he's like one of the lone survivors of 12 too, and that makes him immediately a leader of 12 because he's responsible for that 12 survival.
And in the books as well. I mean,
God.
it's kind of like people don't live that long, right? Like Katniss's mom is like 40. You don't have people in their 50s.
So even
and
though
60s
he's like 18, he's
like
it's the and it's the rule of like the American Revolution too, a little bit of like
right.
your war generals then were fucking kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
a little bit.
Civil War type shit, even if you want to go like a little bit further.
Anakin Skywalker was too young to be a general.
That part.
And too young to be a master on the Jedi Council.
That part. Like,
but he couldn't wait.
But like let's think about 18-year-old you. You were thinking of fucking. You weren't thinking of war strategy per se, but
I was big thinky, I guess.
But you were fucking big thinking, and you were writing.
You let a 22-year-old who has a degree
doing.
and they're an officer in our military.
Yeah,
this is true.
All right.
Yeah, we
That's
do it
true.
now too. Like this is not outside of the realm of possibility.
I guess, but I'm just more narratively speaking. I don't think the movies have done as good a job
of making
for
him
the
competent.
character.
of selling me on Gale being anything more than like Katniss's friend, who can do what Katniss does, but like probably slightly worse.
No,
I mean,
it's supposed
but
to
like
be that he's
objectively,
slightly better, I think.
he's objectively the movies are in mostly Katniss's perspective. So like,
No, I know. There's nothing
like she has no idea what he's doing at home. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He and technically him going into the mines would have grown him up quite a lot. I think
this is where it actually works in that POV, that limited Katniss POV does work in the movie's favor, where it does get into the themes within the same kind of sequence where they are debating like the merits of war and the concept of war, and Katniss being very personal about it because she doesn't fucking been with him through like half of this, you know? And I kind of agree with you, Addie, where I'm just like, Katniss does not know what she's talking about here in terms of she's right in the sense to be outraged about it, right? But she's wrong in the sense that like this is a natural consequence of where we've gotten.
And she has that realization as she's watching Gale, at least in the books, I think she mentions it. She's watching Gale, she's like, oh shit, like he's changed too.
What I don't like, she's not consistent with that feeling. She's that like conflict really only lasts as long as this scene. It maybe comes up again.
I disagree.
Which conflict?
Just between them, just where she's like, wow, Gale, like you've kind of become like a ruthless soldier who wants to win at any cost, and I don't know that I fuck with that.
They have a whole argument.
But it goes into the
In this
stuff that
scene.
pans out in District 2.
That's it.
No, it keeps going.
Not really.
It keeps going.
We can keep going, and you can point out
I
where you
don't
think
know.
it comes
I think
up again.
it lulls in the middle.
It
definitely lulls in the
It
middle.
obviously comes back around at the very end, but I think for the most of the movie,
It stops being relevant.
Like he's her main ally throughout this movie.
They're also running for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like,
but I know. But I'm saying is,
so there's no point. Like, there's no room to be like. And as she's very much proven, anytime when survival's on the line, she's gonna do whatever it takes.
Well, I think it's less of a theme and more of a plot device. It gets used more as a plot device
I
rather
agree.
than a theme that's discussed and reaches a full conclusion.
That's true.
I like how it works for Gale's arc in the sense that it.
The fact that it gets a callback at all is
I like that it sets up the
Better
fact
than
that
most
he's like
writers.
civilian casualties are like a consequence of this, and like he never thought that would turn back around on him. Is a good like loop that closes out his arc at the end. So I like the setup of it, but I like you're saying, I just think the conflict with Katniss lulls, and the moral conflict with them does lull in the middle.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I have specific reasons why.
We'll see.
We get to the war table basically where Coin is on is she on hologram or
Yeah, on like
projector screen?
No, on like a computer screen type thing. Yeah.
Whatever. She's on the screen. She's not there. And they're talking about burying District 2 alive.
And they have this debate and stuff.
Yeah, they have this debate with, many of basically half the room being for and the other half not being in favor of that. Notably, Katniss is not on that plan. Boggs is not on that plan. And so Coin
Offers a solution.
gives a middle of the road option to persuade them, which I think is a decent leadership quality.
That's another thing I have to talk about.
But that is
about Coin, unfortunately, being a good leader.
About Coin not being like as bad as they made it out to be for Katniss to take her this final moment.
But that is a wartime
Again,
solution.
But that's not the
before,
movie's fault. That's
that is
Susan Collins'
that is a wartime
that she is a very good wartime leader.
Yeah, solution. That
She's
is not a
good,
regular.
It's true. She's
solution.
a very good wartime leader, and there's more distinction in the book for sure.
Yeah, and then Gale calls Katniss out of what's the difference of burying them in the mine versus killing them with arrows, and she says, we were under attack at that point. There weren't civilians. And I think that's a very important distinction to make here, just in general regarding war, especially since, we like to posture about war being wrong or right or what have you. Civilians should not be involved. And I think that should be something that we all kind of take away from that.
Should agree on.
Should
probably agree on.
Should agree on.
Are we going to make a overarching statement about our morals?
But then on the other side of that, there are those who say, all's fair in love and war. So,
I like this debate. I like that the movie just includes a debate at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good.
And I think I really enjoy that it stays in here as part of an unresolved conflict, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really make a judgment either way.
Yeah. Because
I think
war
in
is
the
messy.
end, it's trying to.
It makes a judgment on characters, but it doesn't necessarily make a judgment
on the conflict itself.
Yeah.
By having Primrose, the person that Katniss was trying to save at the beginning, end up a casualty of this war in the end, due to that kind of tactic. I don't know. I feel like it's taking a side a little bit.
It
it's taking Katniss' side.
Yeah, it's taking Katniss' side.
Well, yeah,
of
she's
like,
the main character.
It's
Yeah, but it doesn't outright condemn.
There's a pity for Gale at the end that and not so much for Coin, which
there's not a pity for Gale though in the book. I don't feel.
I don't recall.
It's from Katniss' POV, so it's gonna be subjective.
Did you feel pity for Gale at the end?
Yeah. I was like, it wasn't real for him until it was. This is kind of always, which I think is always where he was headed. I think that's always where he was headed from the first.
And it never was real for him because he wasn't in it.
From the first book and movie when he's like, we could take on the Capitol if we want. We could go out.
We could run away.
We could run away. And it's just like, dude has always been in the fucking clouds until it started raining.
Yeah.
Is how I feel about him.
It started raining. Wow, that's a banger, dude.
Dude's always been in the clouds till it started raining.
Yeah.
Are you a writer, bro?
I try.
So they go.
I wouldn't know.
They go to execute this little plan.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Oh, are we talking about you not reading his book?
Yeah.
I made a dig at myself.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Get on that shit because I can't be the only one who's read it.
I got it.
Please save me. But we go on to them actually executing the plan now in District 2.
Yeah, and and Coin's third option is like, we'll send Katniss in to like
persuade them
and say like, hey, come on, we're chill. Which she kind of tries to do.
And we got dude here, token dude, who is ready to kill her. And she takes a moment. She takes a beat. Well, before we get there, I really love that Haymitch has these index cards of that she's supposed to say for her speech.
Plutarch's speech.
Oh,
yeah. And she's like, I'm not saying that shit. And he just flings it into the...
Didn't think you would?
Yep.
That shit. It just excellent points to Woody Harrelson in this moment, because I think that was a decision that his character made. I don't like that he made for his character. I don't think that's something that was written in the script.
They're a great team, I feel.
She goes to record the propo or whatever to persuade District 2. She starts it off, and then they actually do show up with survivors. Dude comes to kill her. He's like, give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you right now. And she goes, I can't. And like...
It has this whole speech where she's like kind of like Snow's the one that's only coming out on top here.
I'm tired of killing his slaves for him. And the dude goes, I'm not his slave. And this is where I think this is like a very big turning point, where the guy is like, I'm not his slave. And he's very adamant about it. And she goes, I am.
I was when I killed Cato.
Yeah.
And Cato killed Thresh. And when Thresh killed Clove.
Right.
Yeah. And like,
which are the District 2 people.
And
that's where we are.
Just shows like the snowball. I do think it's
snowball.
It goes round and round.
Yeah, the snowball that grows.
And who always ends up on top?
Snow.
Which is their family motto.
Yeah, snow lands on top. as we learn in Songbirds and Snakes. I think this is a very big moment that is for her specifically, because this is also where she is still calling back to that scene with Gale of like, what's the difference? Because he was like,
he starts referencing personal kills that she's had to take. Is that what you mean?
no, more so the fact he made her reference the fact that she killed with arrows in District 8 at the hospital when they were being bombed, and her argument there was that they were coming at her. They were fighting her. Like they
hit first.
They hit first, and so technically this guy hit first. She has every right to kill him by that logic.
Yeah.
I think this is where we have that internal struggle of hers continue on, of the cost of war and how much that cost is on your soul. This is my argument for her continuing that. We don't necessarily see Gale in this moment because he doesn't matter.
I see what you're saying, and it does matter that from this point forward through the movie, her goal does become the only person left I want to kill is just Snow.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to kill anybody else.
And she really doesn't.
And she doesn't. You are right. So I agree with you there. I think that is actually, this is a big turning point for her. I didn't really clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is very much in that space of like survivor's guilt a little bit, I think. Definitely PTSD. Definitely grappling with just the cost of war.
It's the exhaustion of war.
Yeah.
She just wants it to stop.
And
she knows
she's
what's
just
gonna
fucking
stop
tired.
it.
And I think this also makes sense when you get to the idyllic end of her just not wanting to have anything to do with leading or anything else. Like, it makes fucking sense here that she's just so fucking tired that she's like, I am done
Katniss
killing.
has always wanted, though.
I'm only making necessary kills from here on out, and the only necessary kill that she deems necessary at this point in time is Snow.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
interesting. Yeah. This still ends with her
shot to hell.
She still gets shot. It cuts to like Snow's dinner with his generals and whatever the hell, where he kills Teabag.
Antonius.
Yeah.
Theodore Bagwell.
This reminds me of the bit in Star Wars in the first one where it's all the dudes on the Death Star like hanging out and Vader like chokes one of them out. Like, it really gave me those vibes. I was like, this is fun. I like a good villain around a table scene, you know.
Yeah, you thought he was gonna kill a lot more of them.
I thought he was gonna execute like every last one
Half
of the generals.
table.
Yeah, which I think would have been cooler at this point, honestly. I do find it a little silly, and I don't know about if it's in or out of character for Snow that he is having this big lavish dinner still. In my head, if it's wartime and if we're on the back foot of that, I'm not like making a big public display of anything.
Well, the Capitol's big, flashy, all about appearances. Coin is the kind of person who will be poor as shit, but is using whatever he's got at home to make himself look
Snow.
like
I
flashy.
guess. I don't
Snow is
know.
that kind of person. You said Coin.
Snow.
I've never
bad.
gotten that vibe from Snow. I've always kind of viewed Snow, maybe I'm just wrong, and maybe I just got a different vibe. But like the way that he dresses and always kind of conducts himself, like it's a more low key.
No, appearance
class.
matters.
Appearance matters, but he's not like he doesn't look like Effie. He's not an Effie looking Capitol
Yeah, because
person.
it's the difference between old money and new money, dude.
It's not the flash. It's not like the
Old money doesn't
flamboyantness,
have to flash it.
But he's flashing it.
But what
I think he's flashing
it's-
it in this scene.
It's comfortability. It's luxury. It's lavishness. We are so privileged and above these savages. We're gonna have our civilized meal because we are a different breed of humanity altogether.
And you will die at this fucking dinner table.
Like it's like, of course,
but you're not going to do it
we're
violently
gonna
with a
maintain
fucking arrow.
civility even if what we're eating is fucking crackers. Like, and that's how they did during the war, which you get from Songbird.
That is kind of true, even historically speaking. I can kind of see it. But I don't know. But it did take me out a little bit. I'm like, I think this is kind of a little too big for the moment. But I guess he's Delulu. What are you gonna do?
Big Delulu.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Grandeur.
what
Delusions
do you?
of grandeur.
What do you? Now, hold on a minute. You don't think that the man who sent a whole fucking hovercraft full of roses to a bunker
right?
to bomb after a bomb has been set?
I guess
Also,
I'm thinking.
You don't think of him as lavish? Like, what?
You're also saying this as though they had to put any effort into just gathering around this table that was already there in his home. Like,
Sure, in my head, this is why I lean more like towards like Coin's side of things, where I'm thinking if I'm a wartime leader and I'm like on my back foot, I'm losing. I want to make a more show of.
That's the thing. He doesn't think he's losing. He thinks he's so far ahead, and this is how you. You are Snow. You are so Snow so much. Oh, I hate it.
I don't know. I don't know about that per se.
No. When you think you are ahead, specifically you, Garrett.
Okay.
When you think you are ahead, when you think you have shit figured out 2-3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Do you bother with the shit that goes wrong on the side? If your whole plan, if
I'm locked in on whatever what I'm working on.
like you're, say on a chessboard.
Yeah.
Your main plan is going perfectly.
Okay.
Whatever play that you need to play is happening. Okay?
Yeah.
All the pieces that you need for that is still there. You lose 2 pawns on the side.
I'm not going to lose my shit over it.
Absolutely not. And
Yeah.
you don't. You don't. You play like you're good.
Yeah. But he does know he's losing.
No, he doesn't.
I really think he does.
No, he doesn't. He's got his trap set. He's like, I'll lure them here. I'll kill them here. They die on my turf, and life goes back to normal.
I don't know.
Snow has a lot less information about them than they do about the capital.
Right.
So.
But he does. But like at this point, he's lost 11 out of 12 districts. 13 or like 12.
They crumble one by one. Yeah.
So like I don't know what he thinks. Maybe he's thinking like I'll win by subjugation again.
Yes. That's how he won in the first place.
But it's numbers. I think it's a numbers game, and I don't know.
But that is what delusional
how it
leaders
is, though,
do.
isn't
Is
it?
they think that because they have that power, like when you sit at the top of that
and
power,
if it is a purely like a Hitler thing, where like he's in the bunker and he's like surely convinced, like what happened then was like he conscripted the
because
citizenry.
remember, he's got a chess piece. He's got like a bishop behind enemy lines with PETA.
He's got the
like
last,
that can be activated at any point.
Sure.
That'll be done soon.
I don't know.
I think it's still anyone's game.
And Antonius brings it up before he dies.
I'll call it a criticism because I don't think it's anyone's game. I think the movie, at the very least, presents it as very one-sided, that the revolution inevitably wins. There's not a point in this movie where I think Snow has a chance of winning. There's a point in the movie where I think Katniss might die. There's a point in the movie where I'm like, our like immediate protagonists are in danger. Sure. But there's no point in the movie where I think the capital stands a chance of winning.
But isn't that just common sense?
Yes, and I think Snow is a smart enough character to have common sense. So I don't.
He doesn't have that. He's delusional.
No, I mean that's common sense because you are watching a movie that is the final book out of this trilogy that's all about hope and freedom and liberation. Subconsciously, you know, there's no way Snow's gonna win. Snow does not know he's the villain in this YA
He's
trilogy.
the main character in his novel.
I think from the opening,
this little girl should not be alive this long. Like
she's fucking 16. How is she still alive? And her boyfriend's gonna kill her anyways.
I think it's very like World War II parallel. It's like the end of like the Red Army is closing in on Berlin, and it's like there's one way this ends.
It's not even that dramatic. He's not in a bunker. He's happily sitting in his grand ass house.
I guess. I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
Like the movie, I get.
They haven't sent a hovercraft over yet. He's got fucking nukes, dude.
But
he's America right now, sitting there with like, we have nukes, la 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 la, and
it
they're like, we have 12 more than you do.
It doesn't seem that way to me. My point being is that might be true, and I realize the book might give that context. The movie, to me,
we don't get Snow's point of view at all. So like, this is
I'm saying the weight of the war. I'm saying like the health bar of the two sides on this war, the capitals, the way the movie presents it to me is way lower. And so, like, and yeah, there's like the meta context of like we're at the end, so like obviously that's how it's gonna fucking go. But it's not like The Empire Strikes Back or something where it's just like, oh, like, you know, they blew up the Death Star, but like the whole rest of the fleet's here, the Emperor's out there somewhere, everything's like they stand a chance.
But they haven't blown up the Death Star yet. The Death Star is the capital.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Didn't the Jedi think they were gonna win? Like right before Mace Windu died? Like, and then Anakin turns and then everything flips at the last minute and they were about to win the war, but that doesn't matter because all this other stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
So couldn't it, it's anyone's game until the
Additionally-
last pieces fall.
Additionally, Snow in his delusion has tied the entirety of the rebellion to Katniss.
I understand.
Because he doesn't even know Coin exists at this point. He doesn't know that they have a leader.
True. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. I'm just.
You don't want to concede?
No. I'm saying that it's. I'm saying that my read of it is not presented. Snow as a character to me does not read as delusional as he actually is. The way he is performed, the way that he is surface level written, I do not read him as someone who is as delusional.
Is that because it's Donald Sutherland?
It might be. And that's what I'm saying. It might be that just like he is written as more competent than he actually is. Or he seems more competent than he actually is. In the same way that I'm saying that like it seems to me like the movie literally opens with them taking the next to last district. So there is no possible way, and this is kind of a problem I have with the whole thing, where Katniss is like, I got to go in and assassinate Snow. I was like, you can wait a week.
Yeah.
You can wait a week, and this movie does not need to happen, actually.
You don't even need to be the one to do it, necessarily.
So that's what I'm saying, is that, like, I understand that Snow might think that. The movie does not make him out to seem that way. I understand that the Capitol might stand a chance.
What do you mean? Like, he's literally I still don't understand.
Because he's been a very reasonable guy.
What I like
every scene he's in, he's very calm. He's in control. He's not maniacal.
He's maniacally laughed almost every movie.
What I liked when I read the books.
Additionally, he's in this lavish fucking dinner, like.
And again, that takes me out of it because I think he's smart enough to know that's a bad look.
I remember people asking, Addie, did you like this book? Did you like Mockingjay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I don't think I liked it per se, but the fact that I didn't like it and the fact that I have so much to say about it and so many confusing thoughts and feelings that it made me think so much, I think it's a great book. Like, because of that, in my opinion.
I mean, we are.
In my opinion.
We are going
It
at
incites
it
a lot of
about
thought.
this fucking...
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It doesn't end in a fan servicey way. It's not happy cheery at the end. You know,
that's the genius of it.
It's not black and white. Snow's not objectively one way or whatever. Yeah. Like, so just saying.
That's a good way to put it, is that it's not, it is very.
It is cerebral. It's not just a YA novel.
I think what's fun about it.
I agree with that.
What's fun about it is that you can have two very different takes, and then you also got to think, okay, who's the person behind this opinion, and like what's their backstory that leads them to have that opinion.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into more opinions when we come back from the break, because we are sitting at about an hour. Yeah. So we'll be right back to pick up, hopefully, with the next midpoint of this movie. Welcome back from the break.
We're not fine.
We're a lot happier than his tone would.
Garrett and I went out back and fist fought, so we're good now. We're going to be amiable for the rest of the show.
Absolutely. And you can come back and quote us on that an hour from now.
Probably not, actually. Probably not.
But it's not going to take that long, because we are going to wrap up in 30, right, guys?
We're going to try. Right? Let me start by putting a blistering cold take, which is I don't like Joanna that much. Everyone else likes her.
Is it because she's a man-eater?
No, I think she's kind of overacting Jenna Malone, especially next to the subtlety that is Jennifer Lawrence, who I think carries herself with a very like subtle acting style as Katniss. And I find Jenna Malone to just be kind of like, I'm so bad. I just don't like Joanna's.
No, that was a solid take. Yeah, compared to Katniss, it's awkward.
It is awkward, but that's been Joanna's energy from minute one.
And I've never really liked
it.
Meeting
Joanna.
Now I'm pondering, because I feel like Finnick is also in that. Like, something about movie, Finnick and Joanna. They are like
caricature-y?
Hard to relate to. Yeah, they're very caricature-y.
Well,
I feel like they're lacking
I think that's
the
on
depth.
purpose. I think that's on purpose because they're so much more brazen to Capitol living and Capitol games. Not just the Hunger Games themselves, but like just
the politics of
the Capitol, that they are not dipped in reality in the way that anybody else is.
And I guess remembering the book, it's not like that wasn't a thing. Katniss is this like.
I mean, Joanna fucking stripped from That's how we met her.
Katniss is pretty muted. She's pretty gloomy. She's pretty awkward. People are smiling at her. She's like, everyone hates me.
Yeah,
Relatable.
And Joanna really hates her in this. I didn't. That's maybe just another reason I didn't like her. She was really mean to Katniss for no fucking
Unnecessary
reason.
I mean, she was mean to her in Catching Fire too.
Yeah, but like at this point now, like okay, we've both been like
She's
prisoners of war
she's pissed about
and
it.
Stuff,
She's pissed that she's not more, doesn't have more fire.
Take
under her.
charge and shit. Yeah, she's mad that she's allowed herself to be a prop, I guess.
Well, you also have to realize, like, because in this scene, she comes in and she steals Katniss's morphling. Sorry,
Right.
morphine.
God forbid we call it morphine.
Well, you can't have the kids hooked on
Morphling.
drugs, bro.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, listen, you just got off it and you had a blast
I-
with morphine a few weeks ago.
I did, guys. I don't recreationally do morphine. I had a kidney stone. The hospital administered morphine.
I don't think anyone recreationally does morphine.
If you do, you're having a great time. I'm happy for you. But she's clearly not. She's in withdrawal too. Like, technically speaking, like, who do you know in withdrawal that's fucking fun?
Yeah, she was bitchy. She's traumatized and she is very angry about it. She's always been angry. She's a lumberjack.
Is she? She's from the lumberjack
Yeah,
district?
that's why she was a fucking tree for.
That's why she wields an axe.
That's right. She did have like the bark dress. That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
And also, I think it's just kind of her in her character to just be angry. And
Yeah.
guys, as your angry friend, like,
As the resident angry friend.
do y'all not like get that vibe from me too? And y'all get fed up of me too. Like,
That's what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
but
you're
you're not-
over emoting.
you're not like
valid, so real.
You know?
That's so real.
And I just have a low tolerance for.
I was gonna say
over-emoting.
that you're usually not talking shit, but
No, I be talking shit all the time.
you will
But-
just
but-
I
like,
stay
to-
talking shit for real.
To your point, though, like yes,
my birthday. Actually, we all hate you.
No,
No, that's not what happened.
to your
You don't hold back though. I love it.
to your point, you are a real person and you are very animated, and so is Joanne. So like Joanna.
Joanna.
Yeah. So like I'll give it to her, but she does just come across as bitchy and just kind of bigger than the screen.
Like, when
for
do
me.
I not come across as bitchy, guys?
Well, you're fine.
When you're
Oh,
sad
thanks. Oh shit. Yeah.
or horny,
Ooh.
bitchy, sad, and horny. That's my
Yeah.
Ashley.
Oh.
Anyway, she goes to visit.
Past that.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm trying. We have so little time. I'm trying. We get to Peeta and Katniss here. Katniss.
And we get Peeta's toes for free. I wrote that down.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice. I'm glad you did, I guess.
It's just, again, I don't know if it's CGI or if this is
Peeta's
just how he
toes.
looks in general, but this adds to him
Shriveled
being
toes.
emaciated. Like,
Yeah.
it's like his toes are fucking tiny, like skinny. It's just, anyways.
He kind of remembers her a little bit here, but he still ends up like hostile by the end of their conversation.
Yes, but he remembers their initial meeting, and I
He has the brutal
Oh, this was
line.
savage.
this is where he has that.
This is
brutal
the
line.
part where I kind of started to question, like we said earlier, we're like, how much of this is the Capitol's brainwashing, and how much of this is just them pulling his most negative inner thoughts and feelings to the surface.
Right.
And because this felt because it is a real memory that he's pulling from here, and it felt like, because he says, I should have given that bread to the pig.
Would have saved me a lot of trouble.
Would have saved me having to get it to the pig, which is I love his acting here.
Josh Hutcherson kills it.
It's
every
such
time.
it's such a contrast from like the sweet Peeta we've seen so far. So it comes as even more of a shock. But I like the interpretation that this is just a manipulation of some of his more negative feelings towards her, which of course he has.
Yeah.
He's got to have,
Absolutely.
love is not a one-way street of like, oh, I just like you forever.
No
Well,
rose-colored
everything about you.
glasses
And
here.
I think true love is seeing all the negative too and being like, I'm down still.
Because she absolutely has cost him in the book a fucking leg.
Yeah.
He's a cyborg. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
he
it's like she's like, and he's been tortured over her ass because like he's their true. It's
Some
like
of this is him choosing to be that way because he chooses to be with her.
so self-sacrificing and everything. But still, that resentment I think is very real. And
The suffer in silence resentment.
The fact that he loves her so much and she doesn't give a lot back in return.
ugh.
Yeah.
And I wish there was more of that. I wish there was. I think this movie suffers because there is so much Gale. The Peeta and Katniss ship kind of doesn't sink for me, but it's like it's not the
idyllic ship that it was.
It's not the priority like it was in Catching Fire, and it really suffers. It really comes across as an afterthought almost.
Well, because they don't have to perform it now. In Catching
But
Fire, they did.
It's
in
because
Hunger Games, they did.
Well, it's because he's still not himself. There's
That too.
there's a scene at the very end, really, where he's fully himself, and that's kind of the most we get of them as just.
It is a tragedy.
Peeta gets fucked up beyond repair.
And it's fine. It's like I get it for the plot, but
They
like
all do.
we miss out on just like the sweetness of that relationship culminating in a way that would have been more.
There is no sweetness. In
And
this
there is,
world.
yeah.
But you get it more in the books with the backstory or the inner monologue of them at the end and this feeling of like, Peeta's home. Like
It's the build up. It's the journey of that we don't get as much. That's still like marked by the tragedy more so than anything. And it's I feel like we skipped the journey a little bit with them, but whatever.
well, it's kind of like what's left when the dust settles.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's reality.
Katniss goes to Coin here, and she's like, I want to go back out in the field. Coin's like, you need to fucking chill, girl. So we go to the wedding.
Well, and you see her concede to that. You see her say yes to that.
Yeah.
But no, but you also kind of see like some steel develop in her eye where she's like, I'm telling you yes, and I'm telling you whatever you want to hear, so I can do whatever I want in the background.
Oh yeah.
I'm being compliant, and I'm fawning to whatever you need, so that I can go and do what I want.
The drive that she had lost with Peeta not being there, with Peeta being gone, she's got her drive again.
Now we go to Finnick and Annie's wedding.
Which I don't care
Cut
about.
to that.
I've already said Finnick and Annie are the most underdeveloped characters who are apparently important in the book, and the movies have just not done them justice, apparently. And that's really all there is to say about it. They just fall flat for me, and it sounds like is that kind of a universal take even back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it fell flat. We loved Finnick because of the book. We loved Finnick.
Sam Claflin, to his
Claflin's a
credit,
cutie.
does a great job with what they did keep of his character. So no points lost in production there, or in performance there. Points lost in production there, I think, on that with the writing and the choosing of
There's
how they do that.
Slightly more chemistry between Katniss and Finnick in the book, and not to say that like a romance was implied, but
No, it is implied because there is I have a quote highlighted
not
where
like
like
a-
Gail is like, I for a minute there I thought Finnick was into you too, and it's like, bruh, like, and she straight up she does a little bruh because she's like, if you think that he's into me, you don't know him at all, and you don't know me at all, and you don't know anything about what's going on at all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
you're not paying
is valid
attention.
of Gail at any point, but
Yeah.
I digress. Their storyline is underserved by this script.
Yeah.
this was
For
supposed
sure.
to be a moment of hope. This was supposed to be a
And
moment.
I did get that. I
Yeah.
got like the wartime wedding
Yeah.
vibes from it. Those were correct. And I liked the music. I liked the square dancing. I thought like it had a little cultural
Well, it's
flair to it that was pretty fun.
to go back to Plutarch's quote in Catching Fire. What's she wearing to the wedding? Bombings.
It's hitting those notes
Yeah.
still. Those like Hunger Games notes of like this is the pre-game ball or whatever the fuck that that you would do if we're hitting like the classic structure of a Hunger Games movie or book,
Of a Hunger Games.
This serves that point.
Yes.
Like the ball in Catching Fire.
Yes.
Right. We're at that point in the story.
Yeah. So, and they do the square dancing, which you said you liked.
This one.
I thought that was a great choice because you could have done any kind of dancing here. In theory, you know what I mean?
I like it better than the bad rave in, I think it's Matrix 2. If you guys have ever seen, there's a really
I
bad.
think I only watched the first one.
It's like it's like pre-dubstep, and it's
God.
it's a terror. It's just a very awkward party scene, and it's not very good.
This party's also happening in District 13, so the people present are largely District 12 and District 13. I know in the book, Katniss, and I could be wrong, Ashley, but I think she's like reflecting on what her wedding would be like if it had been in District 12.
Yeah, just in general of like the customs that would have been.
The customs that would be there, yeah. That's I wish we'd gotten that a little bit because...
Here's a thought that I have highlighted from the book specifically. As surely as the embroidery stitches in Annie's gown were done by Cinna's hand, the frosted flowers on the cake were done by Peeta's. And I understand why they didn't do they didn't add this in because you want Peeta to still be conflicted and going through it, so you need him still in a hospital bed.
So he comes back a little sooner.
They
in
should
the
have done
books.
that. Yeah, he was coming back in a lot of ways.
He was
fine
in
with
and out.
everyone but Katniss.
He was in and out.
Gotcha.
Annie really related because Annie went crazy after her games. And
Yeah.
that you get the tiniest bit of that at the end with Annie communicating with Peeta.
Am I misremembering then that Annie never went to the games herself? I thought Finnick volunteered for her.
No, Mags volunteered for her in the Quarter Quell.
That's the Quarter Quell.
Reaping, but she had to have been a victor to be possible for that reaping in the first place.
So she did have a games of her own.
She
Yes,
only
she did.
survived because the place was flooded and she could swim. She's from
Okay.
District 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't even like she's a badass or anything.
She's got
Okay.
hella survivor's guilt
Okay.
too.
I was confused when she showed up to the Victor thing. I was like, I thought someone volunteered for you. Are you just here as Finnick's widow? Like, what's the?
Yeah,
why are you?
no.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
to that point of Annie, of like Annie relating to Peeta, I think this is why, and I'll bring it up more so when it comes up in the scene, but I think this is more so why Finnick takes a liking to like dealing with Peeta when they're in the camps together, or when they're in the
Squad together.
specifically where he's like, ask. That's what Annie does. He says that specifically, and then when they're like walking and he's got to do like a propo or whatever, he's running
Giving
he's
him
the
the
one
script.
running lines
Yeah.
with Peeta because he's experienced in dealing with this kind of trauma. He's experienced in dealing with this kind of crazy. So he
Talking Annie down from it.
yeah, and so and I think that context gives it a lot more depth.
I liked him being Peeta's like guy
Yes.
Yeah.
in this from what we got, but and that's about as much as I've liked Peeta or Finnick. So yeah, it's so much stuff.
He's supposed to be a lot like Katniss, but he's got this charisma,
Swag to him.
charisma, swag, and cheerfulness. He's able to stay hopeful
Yeah.
and clever and
I think I said it
calculative.
the last episode. Like he has one scene where he's like that. It's when we first meet him
With
in
the
Catching
sugar
Fire,
cubes.
and he gives him the sugar cubes. And after that, he's like all business,
All the time.
like Victor or just survivor mode.
Yeah.
We never get back. Even in this one, really, we kind of get it, I guess, in passing in the wedding scene where he's dancing and seems like happy for the first time in forever, which of course he would be. But otherwise, we never get like a roguish charm or what the swag to him at all. I hate that. I hate
He's
that.
very,
Yeah.
very played down in the movies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're stuck for time.
It sucks.
Yeah. While everybody else is dancing, I guess Joanna and Katniss formulate the plan.
Joanna's fucking. The Grinch got an idea, an awful idea.
Yes,
the Grinch
the
got a
smile
wonderful,
grows like the
awful
Grinch.
idea. It's literally that.
Yeah.
Which
No, and it's excellent work by Jenna Malone here.
I'll give her
excellent
this
work.
one because it is really hard to like slow smile like that.
God, with the spite, like that woman.
She pulls off Baldwell too, guys. Like
She does.
whew.
So she and Katniss
Okay,
conspire
I'll try.
to go kill Snow. She's like all
She's not even naked in this one.
I know it. I know it. Don't I know it?
So they have their conspiracy.
Yeah.
And then Katniss goes ahead. She sneaks on that ship.
yeah.
She stows away on a med plane. She gets off that plane.
She tries to blend in. She's like, I'm sure I could just walk through this and not get noticed or
Yeah.
seen.
As though my face hasn't been on every fucking screen in the country
not
ever.
the symbol of the war.
It's very it's her Captain America moment, truly. Like in the first Avenger, like when he stops being a propaganda guy and has to go actually be Captain America.
Yeah.
And all the soldiers are like, this is our fucking boy.
Yeah.
It's that, you know?
Yeah. In that same way for Captain America, where it speaks to the fraud that they feel that they are, both Katniss and Captain America in those scenes,
Yes.
where they're like, I'm just a guy or I'm just a girl. I'm literally just an everyman. I'm a
Yeah.
fucking everyman. I'm no one. And they come to find that's not necessarily true.
Everywhere I go, people are looking up to me and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
And
the
we get
point-
the 3-finger salute.
Yeah, you're
Gotcha.
bigger than yourself.
Is this the last one we get? I think this is the last
This is
time
the
we
last
do
one we
the
get.
salute. Yeah.
So it's solidarity of the whole thing. We get the cutscene of Coin and Plutarch talking
yeah.
about it, and she's like, "Make sure they know
This was our plan all along.
this was us all
Anything she
along."
does was always my plan.
And that I think really speaks to Katniss's power and speaks to Coin's fragility of
Credit. Who gets the credit
It's the
for
first
stuff?
It's the first moment for me that she's like, make sure it was us. She starts talking
She
about
sees
this
the threat.
us. Well, she
Oh.
starts talking about this us, and then it makes you think a little further. What is that us? What is that us's goal? Is that us really looking out for everyone, or is that us looking out for Coin and Coin's idea of what?
I like
things
Plutarch's
should
reaction
be-
to that because he doesn't.
yeah.
He just gives her like a.
Yeah,
Which
he's like,
unfortunately, this is where like losing Philip Seymour Hoffman does start to like show a little bit, where like that's all we get, and technically it's all we need. We milk a lot out of that, like, because in my read of that is that he's like starting to lose trust. He's like, you like very similar to the last movie. There's a bit in the last episode where we talk about like Plutarch doesn't give a shit who's like giving the speech.
Love of the game.
He cares about the ideology.
Yeah.
He cares that the ideology perseveres. He doesn't so much care about the person. He's like, I can use whoever steps up to bat, but so long as the goal endures,
Yeah.
that's what matters to me. And he's seeing there that like Coin's not about the goal. Coin's
No.
about Coin.
Coin's
about
Coin.
her personal glory and her getting the seal of
100%.
the medal at the end of this thing.
And she wants that power.
And she
it
cares-
doesn't
yeah.
matter, like, to her, how she gets it.
Yeah. As long as it's her that gets it, that's fine. And he's like, you're missing the point of what this is here.
Yeah,
And he's taking,
exactly.
he doesn't give her any more than just the humph. It's just like, okay, noted. You're this type of person.
noted. Yeah,
Got it.
for
okay.
sure.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind going forward, but yeah, of course. It just leaves.
Yeah,
Right? So this is where we meet Lieutenant Jackson, as previously stated, Michelle Forbes.
Oh, before that, I want to talk about, we also meet Paylor, General Paylor or whoever.
No,
Commander Paylor.
we've
Commander-
met Paylor.
Right, but she has a big speech here that,
We met
She
Paylor
was
at the hospital
yes, yeah. But
in District 8.
this scene though sets her up, I think, as like the successor pretty well, where she gives the
Yes.
big speech in the square.
Yes.
I really like
The United Districts for the first time ever, and that's a big thing.
that was cool. I just like how this is shot too. I love this big. I think it's Berlin too because it's got that brutalist architecture. I
Yeah.
love whatever like big square that they're huddled in. Like visually, this one's just like the last one doing it for me. I just like where they shot this one a lot.
Do you get a boner for World War?
For World War.
For just World War in general?
I just like that they have an identity.
Somebody's going to clip this somewhere. Me. I am the somebody.
I like that.
I love war. I, Garrett Brooks,
love war.
love war.
Pro-war podcast.
I will be a dictator.
No, literally.
Dictator.
Woo! And the church said amen.
Jeez, the closer we get to the Capitol, it has a good visual identity. Just like in the first two, 12 had the good like Appalachian visual vibe, and then the last one too, we were just on the same street every time we went to 12. It was kind of bullshit.
Because that's the only street left.
Or we were stuck in the Marriott.
It's a one-street town.
And now we're kind of seeing more. I like that we have more of a visual identity to like work with in this one. Yeah.
We meet the squad. We meet Forbes first, or Jackson, Lieutenant Jackson. I'm sorry. And then we see our boys coming back, Castor and Pollux and Masala with Cressida.
The ones we like. We meet a couple of like newbies that we will not care about, and then we meet the old squad that we liked for the last one.
And then Finnick hops out, which she like runs to Finnick because, man, he's here. And then Boggs shows up, and that's when she really is like, oh shit, we're in it.
Yeah, Boggs was a good sign for her.
Except they find out that they are not a combat squad.
Not real
They're
squad.
the Star Squad, and from before they even find out who their squad is, Katniss is like, "I'm gonna leave." She doesn't say that. Gail says it. Gail's like,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna leave." So they're conspiring to leave the group that early on, before
go-
they even know who it is.
Yeah. And then it's all of our favorite characters
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, the few people I care about here.
and can probably trust.
Yeah. But she still has that idea of, nope, gotta leave them.
Can't trust anyone.
Can't trust them.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
It kind of shows a lack of growth in Katniss that I don't love. I think I get in this later too, where like I think she has another scene with Coin and stuff. It's like she doesn't develop any political instincts over the course of this thing. She still doesn't have the trust, and I get like she has the trauma, right? Like it's all explained. I get it. I get why she is this way, but she still cannot get over this hump of like, I could probably, like later when she's like, I lied. It wasn't a secret mission from Coin. And Cressida's like, yeah.
We knew.
we knew,
Yeah.
obviously.
Everybody knew.
Like,
Get
I
over
immediately
yourself.
lied for you.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I like you and trust you, and I kind of thought we were on the same.
I kind of thought maybe you and I.
You guys just want that.
That's
We'll
the
get to it. We'll
dream.
get to it.
Natalie Dormer.
Boggs debriefs him here. Basically, they've set up. This is the start. Phoenix says that it's like, welcome to the 76th Hunger Games. Yeah. Which I wish there
Cheese
was.
ball.
Cheese ball?
No.
Cheese.
This is it. It's not.
It made me cringe.
It's
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Talk about it.
It just did. It was just cheesy.
The line itself, or just the concept of this being.
The line
Of being
itself, the way
gamified.
Sam Claflin delivered it.
Damn.
That's just me.
I thought it was fine.
That's just me.
I thought it was fine.
Maybe I don't like his Pan Am accent.
His accent.
He's got a very I don't know.
his standard American accent.
It didn't land
the
for me.
transatlantic one. So in the book, it's really talking about the fact that on the holograph or the whatever the fuck
The Hollow. Yeah.
thing, when the visual comes up, it looks like an arena. And that's why he
Yeah.
says it like that. And
Well, no, and it is.
because it's very traumatic for both him and Katniss.
I
and
just
they
liked
have
the
that.
choice.
They look at each other and they're like. So it's way more solemn of a delivery in the book. He does say it in the book too.
Welcome to the 76 Hunger Games.
But I think that's more of his roguish boy behavior.
I think it felt like a
It's
cop
supposed
out.
to be. Right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be. Yeah. I like the concept of this a lot, though, of them trekking through another games in the way that it's structured, like the games. I do find it a little silly, kind of going back to like the inevitableness that I feel of like 13's going to win this. It's like, this is a war. At a certain point, we do just like rush people into the city. Again, they're like behind the main squads that are like actually fighting the war, so they get caught in the trap that is the games part of it. You know, so I'm like, realistically speaking, we do just fly our hovercrafts and we do like normal warfare. But because it's a story, we gotta be somewhere on the ground with our main character. Katniss needs a reason to go in, so they go and do the. It's all very like story justified as to why anything is happening, why we're having like another Hunger Games in practice, you know? And I'm fine with it. At the end of the day, I do find it a little cheesy. I'm like, you know, Snow's like, and we'll do another Hunger Games in the city.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
But
In
this
the
is also, I
city.
think this also speaks to how unserious he takes this rebellion as well. Because he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I just set up another arena
It's
and
all
I'll
just
kill him.
another game.
Yeah. This is where I do see more of the Delulu and the craziness, where it's just like, what if I did a Hunger Games? What if I did one more? I wish there was, you know what I wish there was, though? I wish there was, like, another Game Maker character who was, like, crazy sadistic.
But I think that's-
Because I know Snow's kind of supposed to be that, but I wish there was, like, another Plutarch, another
But I think that's
Seneca.
the point, is that he's either killed off his favorite game makers or they've defected into the rebellion. So
Well,
he
no,
doesn't
he says that he has some.
but he doesn't have a head left.
But I think it'd be cool if there was
Because
one.
anybody with a brain he's gotten rid of.
But that's the thing, is like, okay, the ones with a brain have gone. Who am I left with? The craziest motherfucker who's like, who we've kept on a leash for years. I'm just conceiving
Those
of a
were the people
character.
he got rid of first.
I'm fanficking a character right now,
Yeah.
and I'm imagining like, okay, like I had like.
You are the fan that you hate.
I had right, yes. In this moment, I am, because I think the villain. There's one villain in Hunger Games, and it's Snow, and that's like it. That's all we get. So I just kind of want to flesh out that side of the cast more, I guess.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
more interesting.
No,
You know?
well, as you were talking about it being compared to the Hunger Games, like
You want a
this-
Himmler?
Every other one had a game maker.
No, yeah, for sure. I think it doesn't capture the spirit of the Hunger Games at all. All that we have mimicked here are traps and like an arena, maybe,
And-
sort of,
and
kind
some
of
monsters.
some monsters. the stakes are not the same. It is not, oh, I'm going to have to kill the person I came here with, the person who I left my home with. We are all subjugated under this thing.
The actual principle.
But
of
I
the
think
game
There's nothing
is
about
missing.
what the actual games were. So it's just like,
But I think that's the delusion of it.
it's like,
I think
let's
that
do
is the
another
delusion of
arena.
it.
It's
no,
him-
yeah,
it's-
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, when the book came out and I read this, I was like, come on. Like, I get it. I also liked the Hunger Games. The games were my favorite part of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we were going to do that, let's throw some more, like, let's throw some specific assassins from the Capitol at them. Like what you're saying. Let's have some specific enemies to kill and have this grapple of, like, well,
and start kind of hammering home. It'd be nice if Gale had to like look someone in the eye and fucking kill him, like Katniss is kind of telling him he
Exactly.
needs to do to challenge that kind of themey point more.
or just harder choices. I don't know.
I agree.
But I also when
He kind of has PETA in there as a ringer to go crazy and like, oh, maybe you'll have to PETA
Well-
will have to kill someone or you'll have to kill PETA, but that's
no,
kind
that's
of it.
he wants them to have to kill PETA, or
they were wanting that for sure, but
Yeah.
it's not enough. It's not enough for me, which is why I like the depths that they take later on.
Yeah.
with
I
the
do
new
want to
stuff.
point out here, especially right before we get into the thick of it,
So think of it.
the timeline in the book of her formulating the plan to go to the front lines or whatever. She has a whole training montage.
She gets to
in
know
the
him
book.
and stuff.
Her and Joanna both have a whole training montage, and they like the squad is specifically trains together.
More developed.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
more developed. And PETA being added into that at the last second as well is more of a
Threw things off
a
little
panic
more.
thing because the squad is not just like meeting each other there. They've been working together. Like she still stows away to go with them a little bit, but like
I mean, he's a bomb.
he
Why don't you
is
take this-
more of a fucking shock.
Why don't you take this ticking time bomb with you on this big mission?
Yeah, in the books than he is in
When
the
it's
movie.
super important that nobody goes crazy and fucks up,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, I like this reveal. So they do like start to go in and they set off one trap or two, and then PETA shows up.
I think
throws a
it
wrench in
speaks
things.
to Coin's lack of
Well, Boggs says it. Boggs is like, Coin sees you as a threat at this
Like
point.
he put her.
All
yeah.
you're left to do is either side with her, which will be good, or side with someone else, which makes you an enemy.
Yes, I agree with you in that point. What I'm actually talking about though is I'm thinking this speaks to Coin's lack of trust in Katniss or in the team, in anybody. And Coin's like more so like putting her thumb in on the power with her choosing not to communicate ahead of time
that PETA's coming.
that PETA's coming. I think she wanted to punish Katniss. I think this is her like her power play.
Well, because Katniss was never supposed to be there in the first place,
Right,
was she?
exactly.
I like
She
that
disobeyed.
reveal.
She disobeyed. She was insubordinate.
So she's like, here, you're going to have to deal with this fucking
Like,
problem
well,
now.
fuck you. You weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
Right. Exactly.
I like the reveal that like PETA was actually the chosen one that
Yeah.
she wanted.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And she's right. And the thing, and this kind of goes back, speaks to Coin's intelligence, is she's like, if I have a choice between who's going to be my propaganda star, it's PETA, the guy who can fucking talk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The
No,
people
and
love
he's-
him. He can talk.
She
He's
was probably
easy to
pissed
manipulate.
that Katniss was the one that like she managed to scoop
She
up.
pitched a fit about it. And
Yeah.
she was even more upset that Plutarch and Haymitch were so happy about it, too, I'm sure.
I just like that reveal from Boggs, where it's just like, or whoever it was.
I think it
just
was
like-
Boggs.
It was
Yeah,
Boggs.
Yeah.
And we get Boggs' very sweet line here. I'm planning for you to have a long
Gosh,
life.
yeah.
And she kind of just says, why?
You
And-
deserve it, or something.
And he
like
said,
that,
you
yeah.
because you earned it.
Yeah. Which is needed to be verbalized.
I
right?
think that's very validating for her, especially when you're military general, the person who has been your like leader this whole time, and who like is like the tough guy too in part one. For him to have this soft spot for you, I think that makes it more.
I know it's bigger in the books too. She and Boggs have like a much deeper
Yeah.
relationship, but I still think it comes across. I mean, he's just such a good actor. So
And
He's
it's what the people are thinking and feeling as well. Like even the Capitol. Like that's what the Capitol. You know, like what Effie says at the end about like, I hope
you figure it out.
Promise me
Yeah.
you'll find it, the life of a victor. And you know, like seeing Katniss okay in the end and like living a happy life because she does deserve it. She's lost a lot more than everyone else in this. Yeah.
Mahershala Ali. I really just want to say his name. That's all I wanted to do.
It's a great, beautiful name.
Mahershala.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mahershala?
I believe so.
Yeah, Mahershala.
Mahershala. That's how you're supposed to say it. I knew it wasn't on the emphasis wasn't on the first syllable. I just didn't know how to execute. Thank you.
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Excellent actor. We love him very much. I think Boggs is not as dynamic a character without him playing it. And I just want to call out his performance here.
He's so good at that, like, just, I don't know, hard, but like soft.
Mm-hmm. This does
hard shell, soft inside.
Yeah,
soft, gooey inside.
Daddy energy.
Oh,
for sure.
Well, yeah,
maybe not.
Yeah,
What? Who said that?
Yeah, you said it though. So
this is one of the points where I want to talk about Katniss's lack of growth, though, where he does have to explain to her. He's just like, Colleen is gunning for you. She either needs your support or she'll kill you. Like, he has to spell that out for her so explicitly, and she's like, huh?
Katniss is just a girl.
She's literally 17. Like,
it's,
maybe
I know.
It's like what I was saying earlier about Anakin. Like,
you have to keep that right.
They are.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're just dumb.
She's a
You're
kid.
not that
She's
smart.
still a child.
Yes.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, she has like again. He is privy to conversations that she is not.
Mm-hmm.
He has a seat at the adults table. She does not.
Right.
So
like
I get what you're saying.
Education before this, it's not like she knows history.
No,
it's not like she knows.
I get it. Right. Again, it's all stuff that like I can explain away pretty easily, but it does like it bothers me in a, like it just frustrates me, or I'm just like I hope by this point maybe you picked something up from PETA, from Haymitch, but like you still all you know how to do is bow.
That is not all she knows how to do.
She has had growth. There's plenty of growth.
There's plenty of growth. She does, in her own right, play a political game. I think
she gets there.
No, it's not even that. I think that she has a raw talent for political game that she doesn't even realize that she has.
Intelligence was not the thing that made her special. That was not the... And it also wasn't the fact that she could shoot a bow. She does...
It's her rallying cry.
It's luck, a combination of luck, being in the right place at the right time, and knowing the right things to say. What she said in that moment to that dude with the gun pointed at her.
Yeah, it's the right thing to say. That's what I mean by she has a political ingenue that she does not necessarily mean to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it is the saying the right thing at the right time. Mm-hmm. And so that is where I think her genius lies. This is also where we see Finnick and Peeta's friendship start to grow. I don't even know if I call it a friendship, but it's more so of Finnick being...
Yeah, they have a little night chat. Katniss kind of tries to, like, remind him of some more shit, but can't do it.
No, she does. She does.
But she gets
she
up...
She reminds him that her favorite colors... He says, your favorite color is green. Yes, real or not real. And this is where... Finnick's a great mediator here.
Yeah.
Finnick suggests asking, what you think is real versus what's not real.
Yeah.
And then she gently reminds him, your favorite color is orange. And I think that's very sweet. I think this is as sweet as they get in this movie. So we're gonna take our crumbs when we can.
Yeah. But she still like reaches a ceiling pretty quickly where it's too much for her.
Because it's heart fucking breaking to have to remind someone who's forgotten you.
And I like this. I like this for Katniss where like she does not have the like her ceiling for like this is where I relate to her where like her emotional vulnerability like burns out more quickly than she'd probably like. And she's like, okay, I did a little bit. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. That's Katniss.
And then you see her go sit next to Gale.
Which is also heartbreaking that like that's but
that's her touchstone.
That's the place to retreat to, though. Like that's a comfort zone because that
is heartbreaking on Gale's end. Yeah.
That I think it's heartbreaking for her too that she like still cannot connect enough with. She can't push through to PETA, so she like takes 2 steps backwards back into Gale.
Mm-hmm.
That was great. That's what happened the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
She can't push through forward to PETA.
Yeah.
So she takes 2 steps backward into Gale every time.
Yeah. we get into the fucking games part of it really starts, where they go into this big courtyard, Cressida's. This is where I do kind of blame everything that happens for the rest of the movie on Cressida a little bit.
It's not her fault. Snow put the traps there in the first
I know,
place.
but she was like, this is a great place to do the thing.
Yeah, she wasn't the only one who thought that.
No,
That's
but
the problem.
But I wish, this is where I wish that like a smarter character was like, hold on, it's almost too perfect of a place to shoot
It's
the thing.
also a great spot for a trap.
Yeah, none of them do. None of the tribute. I wish there was more of that, where like the tribute specifically, and the books probably have this.
No.
Really?
There's lacking.
But then again,
just a very smart
this
character.
is the first time that they are actually at war in like 75 fucking years.
But it's not
76.
war. That's the difference, though, is specifically this, the way that Snow set this part of the games up is like, it's not a war, it's a game. So you'd kind of hope that there would be a moment where Katniss, Peeta, Finnick, one of those would be like, hold on, this is set up like a game. A trap would be here for a game. Mm-hmm. But that moment doesn't happen.
But they're not game makers either.
Also, shouldn't they have
But
the
they're
hollow
tributes.
that tells them where
They're
all
victors.
the traps are?
They should know. That, you're right. That works very inconsistently.
Say that
but
what?
they said
They
it.
should have the hollow that shows them where all the traps are.
Remember, they said that there's new ones that have been placed. They have old intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
And they do flesh out one of them.
We didn't really touch on Boggs dying either.
We're getting to
that's
it.
where
That's where
we're
we're
getting
at. That we're right
Oh,
there. We're
he
right
died
there.
before this.
No.
Yeah,
This-
because they do the machine gun trap, and then they step forward, and then I do forget what actually is it. Just another bomb that goes off. Like
Another bomb
he just
blows
gets
off his-
shrapnel.
Yeah. That's what happens here.
Which is brutal. I hated this because he did get the death flags like minutes before, but I kind of hoped he'd still make it. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
Yeah, you said moments before. You
Yeah,
said, I
I was
hope
like-
Boggs doesn't die.
I was like, I kind of
Well.
don't care about like almost the rest of them, but Boggs and Cressida and Foggy, I don't want to die. Like of the group, those are the ones I
Well, you got 2 out of 3.
I got 2 out of the.
You get the white ones,
Okay.
as usual.
He gives her the hollow, gives her the authority to do that, and then like shit fucking goes.
Well, he has his
ballistic.
line here where he says, "Don't trust them. Don't go back.
Yes.
Kill Peeta. Do what you came to do.
Do what you came to do. Kill Peeta if you have to. Don't go out of your way to kill him.
Yeah, kill Peeta if you have to."
So he didn't tell her nearly as much as he knew. Clearly,
Well, his
from that
dying
earlier
breaths, it was like she needs to get this through her head. Like she needs to understand, like me and whoever else, we know what she's doing. We know she's here to kill Snow. Like not necessarily following Coin's plan.
Yeah.
Well, and you get the sense too, especially after the time that they've spent together throughout this book, but also in the movie too, that he has signed up to keep going with her, because he is in that initial room when Haymitch is asking like, when has she been the most effective, and he's one of the first people to speak up without her like having met him for very long before that. So this is,
He's impressed by her.
I don't know about impressed, but certainly rallied behind her. Certainly
believes in her.
The
certainly
Mockingjay worked on
believer
him.
of her.
Yeah.
Peeta decides to take this opportunity right as the oil's coming through.
Yeah. Big old sludge floods the whole courtyard.
Peeta takes this opportunity to ambush Katniss and just like tackles her and tries to kill her. But we do see him losing it after the first gunfire set off.
Oh, right. He has a little moment there.
So like we have that particular scene where he's like losing it, and you see her clock that he's losing it. Boggs dies, and then he's like, "Oh, game on." He's like, he's been activated.
Activate.
And
Yeah.
so he's,
Winter soldiered.
Yeah, and so he's coming for her to try to kill her, which inadvertently gets somebody else killed.
Pushes some other dude into the oil.
Which I don't even know who that was at that point. I don't even recall.
I think
a
it's like
name.
the sharpshooter guy or whatever that came with him.
It was one of the
Whatever.
experts that came with them that we meet for all of 5
expendable.
seconds.
Yeah.
And then one of the twins loses their leg.
Yeah, but the one that I liked a lot is they rush into the building, and then like a tripwire thing like snatches, I think, Masala?
One of them up.
No, Masala doesn't die till underneath.
It snatches some other one of them up then.
I think it's Holmes.
Sure. Okay, sure. Yeah. Like he turns him into like a fucking like oil cocoon thing. That's like that was brutal. I think that's maybe the most brutal death in this whole thing so far that I can.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
Just think of how fast and like nasty it is, and I love the visual of it. It's very alien.
So they run up the stairs, get into the thing, get into a building for safety, and this is where we have a standoff with Lieutenant Jackson or Commander Jackson. Lieutenant Jackson.
Yeah.
Michelle Forbes.
And
we get Cressida's base. This is the moment where they all lie to her, where she's like, "I'm on a secret mission from Snow," and everyone else is like, "Yes, we are."
Yeah, they're all like, "Yep, we all knew about it except you, actually."
Our commanding officer. It's like, okay, but I love this for all of them. I love them all standing by her here.
Yeah,
and it comes down to her thinking about Boggs trusted Katniss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't have much of a choice.
That plus just Katniss being the rallying force of this whole movement.
Yeah.
Where we don't even know where she's going with this.
But they have faith in her. They have faith in her. Yeah.
Yeah. They end up having to leave the twins behind, which means that the twins end up having the standoff with the peacekeepers.
They take a few of them out before the building gets collapsed in on them.
The Capitol now that Snow believes that he is, I'm assuming this is Snow believing that she's dead.
He thinks he actually got her?
I think so in this moment. In this particular moment, I think so.
Okay.
As evidenced by the fact that he's like peacefully sleeping later on when she brings up that they're alive.
That's right, yeah.
We have the broadcast of Caesar coming in and to really make it like a Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That is
Caesar,
true.
That is true. It is a Caesar moment. You're right.
Caesar doing the news, essentially, as much as one can do the news in the Hunger Games.
Our beloved daughter, Katniss.
Which has a sting to it because Katniss and the District 12 tributes were his favorite, so they make Caesar express.
Yeah, I don't think Caesar's being held at gunpoint. At this point, Caesar's complicit.
I don't think he's being held at gunpoint, but I just got that vibe when I watched it this time.
He's dead inside.
Because, he's not happy about it. He's not happy.
He's been dead inside the whole time. You
You're
gotta remember,
that,
he's
man.
had to meet 24 fucking kids every year.
Yeah.
For the last how many ever years that he's been doing this thing.
You couldn't tell by his smile that he was dead inside.
Right. So he does that, and then they do an actual fucking
this was tacky
death broadcast with the PowerPoint slideshow of their faces
and the anthem
and the fucking anthem, Panem anthem.
Yeah, conceptual. I have in my notes conceptually. I like this. Practically, I don't know.
Hate it.
I don't know that it helps the Capitol, and this is where I go back to like in my head, like the Capitol just doesn't win. I don't like. Theoretically, I don't know. I'm just like, if I'm a Capitol citizen, it's like, okay, great, we killed 8 people. There's still like thousands marching our way.
I think I
understand like one of them was Katniss, and that's a big deal, great. But
again,
so what?
We still don't know that there's an actual president. We believe Katniss to be the only leader.
I guess. But I'm just like, if I'm broadcasting this to my people and try to convince them, like, hey, we're winning, it's like, okay, that doesn't discount the fact that, like, I can look out my window and see an army of, like, organized or not, there's an angry mob outside. Leader or not, there's a group of people coming to kill me.
Well, they're not technically there yet, and I think this is also Snow's kind of way to placate any kind of panic surrounding them coming.
Absolutely.
And make it as seem as controlled as possible, that it's still a games, so he's still in control, he's still in power.
Right.
So it, as goofy as it fucking is, it's meant.
Do you just not like it because it's goofy? Is that where you land on it?
I don't like it because it's goofy, but I see what he's doing, I think, too, where it's like he's making it goofy and he's making it as gamey as possible to really flex that he is in power still, and to kind of quell the masses, and the masses being just the Capitol folks who don't want to live in reality in the first place because they look at the way they dress. Like, they already want a line to eat up.
Right. It helps feed the group delusion.
Yeah.
As much as possible, and I guess I can justify it that way. I don't know how. At a certain point, reality just comes knocking.
Yeah.
And like that's why I'm like, it's more. but whatever.
No, and you see, this is offset too by Finnick laughing at it. It's a brief cut.
He knows it's stupid.
It's a brief cut, but
Stupid
he's just.
in world too.
But you also see him laughing too when the gunfire goes off for that first like trap that they pull after when they get to that arena.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
He starts laughing then too, and like it's clear he has PTSD, right? But he has the fun.
He has
kind.
the opposite kind.
He
Yeah.
He has the fun kind
of PTSD.
of PTSD where everything's fucking funny.
For sure.
So that I think this is just it's
It's a shame we only get those moments.
it's as tacky as it is. It does its job.
He's a 7 on the Enneagram.
Yeah. And then it's Snow.
I'm so sorry. He's a 7 on the Enneagram. Just took me out.
Yes, sirree.
He is though. He is. Boy is partying.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so now they're on the run. They go underground with it.
Also, a coin interrupts Snow's little broadcast.
Oh, this is where we meet.
Broadcast.
Technically, so in world, this is where the Capitol and Snow, for the first time, meet Coin.
Yes.
If you have not been a part of the rebellion, this is where you meet Coin.
Mm-hmm. And it's a damn good introduction. She immediately martyrs Katniss and is like, I knew a little girl from 12 who saved the world. Mm-hmm. And she does her best to like tie herself to Katniss.
And she puts on this fucking air. This is okay. This is point number 2 to Plutarch being like the
Sus
stank
about
face,
her.
stank face sus, millennial stank face sus. By the way, because you see her like tear up, or like you hear her like put on,
kind of get choked up. And
get choked up about Katniss dying, and because really and truly she has no idea Katniss is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it like truthfully she really thinks that Katniss is dead, and you cut to
can't wait to martyr this bitch.
Plutarch next to her like, oh, you're a bitch.
Yeah, right. Plutarch's looking at her like,
and then you also have hard cut from Plutarch to Katniss, of Katniss being like, I had no idea I meant so much to her. Like, completely fucking sarcastic. And it's hilarious. And you see Gale just kind of like recoil at that too.
Yeah.
And I think that it's interesting to me because for Gale specifically here, that Gale recoils at that because I think he believes that Coin gives a shit.
And he's surprised, like, oh, you don't.
Yeah, and he's surprised that Katniss is like being sarcastic about it. She's being catty about it, and he's like, "Why are you?" She's being
genuine.
sincere.
Yeah.
She's being sincere. She means it, and it's like, "No, baby, she doesn't. Actually, this is part of the show, and this is where Katniss understands the part of the show, and I think this is speaking again to her ingenue of just a political game of." Like,
I don't know that you're using ingenue correctly, but there's some.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's
I'm probably
different.
not.
That's different.
But she's using that.
Je ne sais quoi.
That's what I really mean.
Jenny say what?
That's what I mean.
What did Jenny say?
What did Jenny
Jenny
say?
said what? Jennifer, guys. Jennifer.
Yes.
Jennifer, keep up. Lawrence.
But it is speaking to her political game playing ability.
Yeah.
That she just kind of raw has. That is not refined in the slightest. It is not calculated in the way that someone who is practiced is, especially these adults who are in the room. But she does catch these things, and it's few and far between.
I like that Snow, too, also catches that. I love his game recognizes game moment with Coin here, where he's just like, I was in the middle of, like, crucifying this bitch, and you showed up to martyr her immediately. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay.
I said plucked.
Yeah, corrects her, which I like that plucked because he's a flower boy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he likes to pluck.
Yeah. He be preening, too. He
good-
be preening.
It's like Stannis when he's like fewer.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good little minutia character moment. We get to the tunnels here where they're trying to move forward towards the mansion. And Pollux, our boy Foggy from Daredevil, Eldon Henson, has the bright idea, take us through the tunnels. So we get a sewer level.
Which this is like his first like real
contribution.
Yeah, like he's just kind of been here the whole time.
Yeah.
He's a camera guy.
This is his first like
we get some character stuff from him here.
And he plays this so well without having a single fucking line.
Yeah.
So points performance here.
Again, could contrast almost everyone else's acting with Liam Hemsworth. just like, if we're talking about Gale a lot, and I'm very sorry that we are over the course of this and every other episode, it is because we know there is an interesting character in Gale, whether you like him or hate him.
Yeah.
And he suffers greatly from just having a bad
Played
actor.
by
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
We are almost always talking about the Gale we want to see on screen, and hardly ever talking about the one
The one we were given.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Katniss.
Gale, maybe the real Gale was the friends we imagined along the way.
No. literally.
Anyway, but yeah, no, his performance as he's kind of like nervously navigating them through the tunnels is great. I love how this is shot. Lighting wise, this has every reason in the world to be a very
Dark enough where you can't see shit.
dark and a terribly lit thing. It is not.
It is not.
It is wonderfully. This whole movie actually has a lot of moments.
Music is killing it. Score is killing it right now.
It's very tense. It's very
Newton
tense. It's a little long. I'm gonna say
so tense, in fact, that I'm having to like talk myself through it and like la 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 through it because I know the jump scares are coming. And even with having watched this multiple times and knowing that the jump scares are coming, they still get me.
Oh yeah, she had to sing through this whole part.
So I did. I was making the dog sing with me. So the fact that this still hits after multiple watches points there to production for sure.
Yeah. We get another little Katniss and Peeta moment as she takes the watch once they find a little like nook to camp out in. I have in my note, I can't remember exactly what he does here, but I do just have in my notes "fuck Gale" written down because I think they have this moment and she like just catches him looking at them poutily again.
Yes, because Peeta brings up something, I don't remember what, and he's asking questions again, and basically
he's
just,
making progress.
He's just asking real or not real, and she says
that's what we do. We protect each other.
That's what we do. We protect each other, and you hard cut to Gale stank face in the whole interaction.
Yeah, which again, just to me,
whiny boy.
It's frustrating because he's already had this moment at the very top of the movie where he's like, I know. If he wakes up, like I've lost, like there's this kind of like big man attitude of like I've accepted the fact that like I will never win your heart, and it's like no, you clearly haven't, and that is a
no, that's actually so valid. He hasn't,
and that's a character flaw, and characters are allowed to have flaws. That's fine, but that doesn't make him any less frustrating of a character
to deal with.
Yeah,
to watch.
Yeah, and he kind of keeps having this moment.
Mm-hmm.
I like what he has a moment in a minute here later that I actually like more, where he gets a little he has a point, and I'll get to that when I get to it. And believe me, I hate saying that Gale has a point, but he does have a point later. Then we get to the Mutt stuff. This shit is fucking awesome. This shit is the coolest shit that's ever happened in this entire series, I'm gonna say. We finally get some real fucking mutant monsters.
Did they borrow these from? I'm not super familiar, but did they borrow these from Men in Black? Because these seem like a Men in Black type ass alien.
They came to me. They look to me more like I Am Legend. I Am Legend is the vibes I got.
Is that
from
what
them.
I mean to ask?
More, yeah, because they're kind of. I imagine they're like CGI renders mapped over actual actors and stuff because they move pretty.
They move too fucking humanly.
But
they also still move Slendermanly.
Yes, they're these eyeless like Pac-Man head looking motherfuckers,
and they're
like,
just fucking whispering Katniss.
Just bang. Yeah, the fact that they can talk.
It also reminds me of what are their names? The people in the lake in the cave in Harry Potter. Dumbledore.
Oh, whatever they are. Yeah, the zombies. I don't remember what they're called.
Wet. They're like bodies.
They're slimy
looking. Yeah. There's a way in my head they could be cooler if like maybe they were slightly more human. Like they had like eyes growing in like wrong places, or I don't know, something to indicate more so that they used to be human. Maybe if they were more flesh colored even, because they're all like pale white. But I understand PG-13. We've talked about it before. We got to kind of dial back as much of it as we can to get that rating through.
Yeah.
But that being said, this gets like
it's gruesome.
It's as on the edge as we've gotten. The blood is not as bad. It's not bloody and gory as it could be. But just
again PG-13.
I love how this is lit. I love how this is shot. There's no hope for survival. this is like everyone has a great cool fight moment. There's a moment where like Katniss does like the Legolas thing of like stabbing him with the arrow instead of like shooting the arrow.
Yeah.
Finnick gets his Boromir moment here that like I wish I cared more about him as a character when he gets to do it, but unfortunately I just like I could tell this was it too. You guys said it too. I remember saying this in the I think Catching Fire, where I was like, I wish the monkeys had killed him. You guys were like, well,
just wait.
just wait.
Yeah, because the monkeys are mutts too.
Right. Yeah. Everything's a mutt apparently. Because yeah, these guys are mutts.
In the book, they are white, four-limbed, about the size of a full-grown human, but that's where the comparisons stop. Naked with long reptilian tails, arched backs, and heads that jut forward. And they rip off heads.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were reptilian.
And
That's cool.
they do skitter on all fours.
I love this. This is Resident
They
Evil.
can do 2 legs and they can do 4. And that's fucking terrifying. This is where we lose Masala,
And Finnick.
Jackson,
Oh,
and
we do lose
Finnick.
Jackson too. That's right. Yeah.
So by the time we're done with this, between this and all the little bombs and shit,
We're only left with Peeta, Katniss, Cressida,
Pollux. Oh, we also lose Castor first to the Mutts, by the way.
And we did lose Castor. That's
So,
right, yeah.
Cress-
and no, I'm completely forgetting the complete second half of the sequence. So then they end up kind of in like a parking garage, like the train area, like upstairs, where he gets vaporized by the ceiling light thingies, which is also a brutal way to go.
Yeah.
Like they are dancing on the ratings edge here, and I fucking love it. I'm like finally. I don't know. Like I love the games part of this is the best sequence in the movie for me. I love how brutal this is, but I also hate how brutal it is. Cause
Is this where you said you were overstimulated? Yes. you
yes,
did.
I got so overstimulated.
Which is hard to happen to you, by the way. Like
Yeah.
me, I get overstimulated pretty easily, and I'm like, go back. We have to rewatch that.
Yeah,
And on
yeah.
even just random shit.
so much was happening.
But
And
this is a scene that you wanted to rewatch,
I was like, I gotta go.
and you are not a rewatcher.
No. Razor blades come out of the floor and like tidal wave them forward until they finally get out of there. Peeta loses it for a split second, which is fucking, of course he does. Gotta get his ass up.
I'm a mud.
Ew.
Step out of it, you.
She kisses him here.
She kisses him.
here.
And he's like, oh, yep, I'll
Yep,
follow
I
you
got
into
it.
the fire.
No, he goes always.
yeah, always. Ugh, Peeta.
I pine, I perish.
Petita.
So the party that we're left with, though, is Peeta, Gale, Katniss, our main 3, Cressida,
And Pollux.
and Pollux.
Yeah.
It's just 5. And so they go above ground, and Cressida says, I know somebody who can help, and they end up at none other than Tigress's house.
Do they say her name?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they do.
Yes, that's when I made the Euphrates joke.
No, we said that's Tigress, and then you made the Euphrates joke.
No,
they didn't say Tigress.
it was on the screen. It was in the captions.
Maybe wasn't?
Yeah, y'all weren't listening.
I know
though,
she said,
'cause
I
was
know
making jokes.
you were in the games you were a stylist in the
stylist,
games.
yeah.
I didn't hear her say Tigress.
I
No,
didn't hear her say
Cressida said it. Cressida said it earlier on.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, we can pause there for now. We're now at 2 hours. So we can come back and do our last hour. Since we're this is kind of where the final act kicks off anyway.
Yeah.
So this is about as structured as this episode is. Actually, we're proving okay. So yeah, we'll come back for the last act and to finish up Mockingjay. Sound good?
Sound good?
Sound good. And welcome back to hopefully the end here of Mockingjay as we enter the third act of this movie and the final act of this series. Pick up in Tiger Lady's basement, right? Tigress's basement. Who I do wish we kind of had more context on her because I know she Snow's. We technically don't need it. Is there more in the book?
There's a little bit more, and not a whole lot more, but basically it boils down to the fact that she says that she was Snow's cousin, and he basically discontinued her as a person from being a stylist in the games. And so the context that we have is she was a fixture, a younger, less disturbing version of herself in the earliest Hunger Games I can remember. A stylist, I think. I don't remember for which district. Not 12. Then she must have had one operation too many and crossed the line into repellents. So this is where stylists go when they've outlived their use. To sad-themed shops where they wait for death. Actually, it says sad-themed underwear shops where they wait for death out of the public eye. So the context for where they are from the book is that they are in a shop that Tigress owns now, where that's all she's got. So Tigress is still like running business upstairs, technically during the day, while they are hiding out underneath.
Gotcha.
In the book, they spend like a week down there.
Oh, really?
They spend more than like the few hours that they.
It seems like maybe a night at most.
Yeah, they spend much more time down there to the point where they start to like run out of food. And it's not an ideal place to be, so there's a lot of time for reflection, and obviously they're just in cramped quarters and just there.
Sounds like we don't lose a whole lot from cutting all of her stuff.
No.
Okay.
No, we don't. The only thing is that we don't lose it either, because she kind of talks to her about it. She's like, I'm going to kill Snow. And Tigress just kind of slightly smiles there in the movie. In the books, Tigress is kind of very happy about that. Also, they are much more tore up, which is why they have to stay there
Longer to recuperate.
Yeah, one of them has, I think it's PETA, has blood poisoning, so he's fucking out.
This is the second time this has happened.
They're all like on the verge of death.
Like technically the mutts get them more in the sewers than they show.
Yeah.
But again, you're not going to show that because it's really grotesque.
Yeah.
And you want to keep that PG-13 rating. So for translation from book to movie, no qualms here. Okay. I think we don't lose anything.
My only thing I'll say, I like production-wise, I like her makeup and stuff. I like how it looks.
It's very well done.
It goes so unexplained that I could see. It doesn't take me out of it because I knew she was coming, but I could also be like, what the fuck was that about? Why does she look like a tiger? And it's like, I don't want to waste time on that context, but I also she could have just been a normal person and it would have had the same effect almost.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I can sling at it. We get to, I have in my notes, boy chat. So Katniss is napping in the thing, and we get this. Go ahead.
Before they get there.
Before boy chat.
Yeah, before boy chat. Katniss,
Welcome to boy chat.
Ew. Katniss has the regret chat where she's like, guys, I didn't.
Yes, yeah, the thing where I lied. Yeah, there was no secret plan. Blah,
and
blah, blah.
this is where PETA has I'm sorry, I just blew out the speakers. This is where PETA has his best line. Best line of the show or of the movie.
I have PETA locks in my notes is where where this is for him.
And the thing about this too is that he's not fully locked in either at this point. He's half in, half out still, but. He does lock in just for this particular moment to validate Katniss, which I think speaks to their relationship, is that he locks in when she needs him.
Yeah.
He points out everybody who's passed at this point. He goes down the list, not just of their little inner of their squad that just passed.
He names some of the careers.
But he names the careers, and he names the people who have given up their lives in favor of Katniss winning in the games and out of it. And he says... their deaths have to mean something. If they're, what did he say? There was something about
they won't mean anything unless we kill Snow, basically.
Well, it starts off with if our choices aren't our own because of Snow, then those deaths are not on us either. It's on Snow. Mm-hmm. And if that is the case, then the whole point is for Snow to die. And that's very loose paraphrasing, by the way. But he does say they chose you. And that, I think, gets her to lock in a way that nobody else could have gotten her to lock in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that restores her faith in herself.
To do the next thing.
To keep going. That's a very sweet moment. This is how we get to boy chat.
Yeah.
Go ahead with boy chat.
We get to
boy chat.
Yeah, boy chat is rough. So Gale... and PETA wants her to cuff him, too. She's like, cuff me. I might freak out again. I know I seem fine, but, cuff me. So he's in the corner cuffed. Which also, please cuff me, Jennifer Lawrence. Should you ever get the chance?
Oh, dear God. Should you ever get the chance? Should you ever get the chance? Be fucking for real right now.
If you're listening, J-Law.
Be so fucking for real right now.
Were I so lucky. But, yeah, so they do... So Gale comes and, pops a squat next to PETA and is like, Listen, they both have a thing like, listen, man, like, either one of us would be lucky to have her. It kind of is the vibe. And Gail's like, no, it's like, you're the one, whatever. So they have this thing. But then I love how Gail actually ends it. Finally, he kind of reaches a point, a boy point with him where I actually agree with, where it's just like, I guess it's her choice to deal with in the end, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and Peeta doesn't really say anything to that, but like, Gail's resolution to that is actually the most valid thing that he's the conclusion that he's reached. He's like, you know what? She's kind of stringing us along. She keeps kissing me when I'm sad, and she doesn't need to do that. If she actually doesn't want anything to do with me, then she needs to like stand on that business.
Well,
if
he
she
says
does,
at the end of it, he says, "I do know that Katniss will pick whoever she can't live without."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But again, he finally puts it on her.
Yes.
Is my point. Like, I don't know that Peeta feels that way. Like, if she's not strong enough to like get over whatever this hump is with Peeta and push through his trauma to get to him, that's on her. If she is going to default back to Gale because that's comfortable, that's on her. It's her choice.
To take up Peeta's side.
It's
Let me do it. Let me take up Peeta's side.
I'm on Peeta's side.
No, to take up Peeta's side though of this argument, I think Peeta's fighting for her still.
Yeah.
In his moments of lucidity where he is locked in, I think he is still fighting for her, or at the very least believing in her and choosing her, and that is not something that we can say of Gale.
Gale leaves the ball in her court.
Gale wants to be chosen, but he does not want to choose.
Yeah. Between her and like the revolution, he'll choose the revolution, and if she's
100%.
not okay with that, that's on her. I like that. I think that's good for both characters.
I think that's me reading into it, though. I think that's me overthinking it.
I think you're right, though. But what I like about that is that it leaves everyone in this triangle. It ends it in the best possible way, where everyone in this triangle lands somewhere.
Yeah. So, to parallel it to a better done triangle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if either of you have seen Challengers, but
I've not.
With Zendaya?
Uh-huh.
Where the boys kind of choose the game over Zendaya. I know how that's kind of vaguely
no.
kind of
Don't
how it ends.
spoil it.
No.
I haven't seen it.
No.
And I watched things with Zendaya in it.
I've seen the last
Hold on. One of them. So this is how it's explained.
Spoilers for Challengers, I guess.
Spoil. It's not really. One boy loves the other boy.
Ooh.
That boy loves Zendaya, and Okay, so first boy loves second boy. Let me actually make sense
to you.
Make it sense in my head.
You were almost there.
First
we
boy,
were with you.
I'm sorry. You can cut it. First boy loves second boy. Second boy loves Zendaya, and Zendaya loves tennis.
Right.
And that is what this is.
And Zendaya loves tennis.
Yes.
So in this case, because it's a little messier, Peeta loves Jennifer or Katniss. Sorry, Katniss loves who knows what.
Yeah.
Prim.
And Gale loves war.
Well, that's what pisses me off. Is Katniss?
I don't know that ended up being as much of a parallel as you wanted it to be.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is that Challengers does it better and it's cleaner.
Yeah, right.
It's a cleaner
Yeah,
triangle
yeah,
where
yeah.
like you can connect the dots. Whereas
Because
with,
Challenger is a tennis game.
It's
and
also
this
adults.
Is war.
It's
and
also
this
adults.
Is war
That's
with
true.
teenagers.
that's true.
Yeah.
Like-
but that's what I like about it is that I think in the end they all make very teenage decisions. Where Gale kind of like ends up in a place where just like, well, if she wants me, she wants me. If she doesn't want me, she doesn't want me. I'm gonna fucking like.
Gale wants to be the prize.
I'm tired of this. I've been where Gale's at, where I'm like,
We know.
Take what you want. Like, like I'm here if you need me. If you don't, you don't. Like, fucking make a decision. I'm gonna be over here. Whatever. So I actually relate. To
Meanwhile,
Gale in this
Peeta's
moment.
yearning and he earns.
Yes, yeah, and Peeta like actually kind of goes after it as much as he can while being respectful.
Well, Peeta doesn't even have to try.
He does still.
He
Though.
just
doesn't
genuinely-
He's just genuine.
yeah,
He just
yeah.
is a genuine guy. Like he's
Sure.
just genuine. He's
Yes.
sweet, and he's in the right positionality to Katniss.
Yeah. All that being said, do we need boy chat? Do we need
Oh, I ate it up back in the day.
the love triangle? Sure.
We do need the boy chat to put the fandom to bed.
Right. And again, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, all of this brings the value down for me. The entire, as well done as I think it kind of is in the end, as much as I kind of like give each character their due, I'm like, you know what? You all like reach the logical conclusion you would have, I can do without almost all of the
triangle became a
triangle.
mess. Like it can do without. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. If anything, it takes away from the punch.
I think Gale works as a platonic friend who maybe is constantly rejected. Maybe he's in love with Katniss, but Katniss has no interest in him.
And I'd have way preferred
throughout.
that to Katniss stringing him along, being this back and forth type of thing. It doesn't make as much sense.
It makes sense insofar as she's a teenage girl.
It just in the sense she's a teenage girl, and who can't relate to being a teenage girl and trying to choose between two boys?
Yeah.
I
I guess Garrett.
So again, in the end,
Garrett.
I guess Garrett. I get. Yeah, no.
I was like,
I'm pretty good at choosing one woman.
Choosing one woman. Hoping
Yeah, one
she'll
wife.
choose me too.
this is the way the world works.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Anyway, we move on from Boy. Thanks for coming to Boy Chat, by the way. We hope you enjoyed your stay here at Boy Chat, and we'll hope to see you next week.
Boy chat. Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew. Tanks, man. Jets. Anyway.
That was a motorcycle noise. Yeah.
Snow sends out a broadcast inviting everybody into his shelter, basically, into the mansion. And then they get the bright idea, like, well, let's just fucking sneak in as Capitol people. So they get the best possible disguises from Tigress, which are just hoods.
Best possible disguises available to them.
Yeah.
2 hoods.
Yeah.
Literally coats with hoods. Cloaks, they're not like.
They're
I
giving,
guess Gale's
They're
was
like hooded
coat,
coats.
They're giving cloak for sure.
It's given,
but
yeah.
Katniss's was definitely giving cloak, which gives her the flexibility to hide the fucking bow.
I do like her costume here. I do like the emerald green kind of like forest ranger-y look. Like it's still a very Katniss look, even though it's like, you know, quote unquote disguise.
She looks more roguish.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Which is what she's doing.
It works. It is what she's doing. Yeah. We get a beautiful side profile of Natalie Dormer here. I just want to say that we locked in as we were watching. We did lock in on this.
Who is we?
And then
You
we get-
alone.
Addie, you were with me.
I
it's
agreed
her-
when you pointed it
Her
out.
her little head shave is just like perfectly framed.
Yeah.
It's like a painting. She's just so pretty, man.
She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
She has a
Especially
beautiful-
that profile.
Strange phrase. Beautiful head. Just a beautiful head.
Beautiful head on Natalie Dormer.
Yeah. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
You see it?
Yeah, I'm on board.
Great skull.
I'm on board. I'm more for Natalie Dormer. I'm more in tune with the fact that she has like these like the freckles / moles on her back. I don't know if it was just for the role that she played as
No, she
Moriarty
does
in
have
Elementary.
that. All
I
hot girls
forgot
have
she does
that.
elementary.
The hottest
Yeah.
girls have that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The hottest boys too. The hottest
For
boys
real.
too.
Sure.
For real though, just a couple of cute little moles here and there.
Ilya Rozanov. Anyone?
Oh,
I've got one on my
Ilya. Lily.
Connor Story actually, but
They say goodbye. Anyway, they say goodbye.
they say goodbye,
whatever.
and PETA has his line: "If I see you again, it's going to be a different world."
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they left PETA behind for like the final act here.
He asked to be left behind. He
It's
said
for,
he was
it's
a
for the best.
liability.
It's for the best.
It's for the plot.
But I don't like that like Gale ends up being the one we spend the climax with.
So
I'm like, okay.
I didn't like the way you said that. I don't like it. I didn't like it at all.
I don't like that Gale's the one that made us climax.
I just
you know?
hate that it was Gale.
He didn't make us climax. He
Katniss
didn't make us
climaxed
climax. He doesn't
with.
know what a clit is.
You said that so serious.
It's just like I don't know. I thought PETA would come in and like we'd kind of get back to basics of like our
Very-
main team, and we just kind of like didn't. Like it was just kind of her calming him down, which is fine. But you know,
It was for us to have that moment where he's getting snagged by peacekeepers and she can't kill him.
So I like the tension in this as they're walking up and through the crowd.
They're
and, like,
bobbing and weaving. That was better acted, and I don't know how many takes that took.
to move through a crowd
For
like
them,
that.
just for them to like kind of do that sort of in sync. It was very well done. It was-
choreographed even. Yeah.
yeah, it was very well done on their part. So I will give them, especially Katniss. I don't know so much about Gale, but he was in sync with it. So
I
fine.
like the little highlighter girl, the girl in like the
highlighted the
who
little
kind of
toddler
notices
girl.
her. So there's so much going on. The peacekeepers slowly getting closer. I love how this whole
The
sequence.
tension, the music
tension is
as we're
beautiful,
going.
yeah.
The music as
And
we're
this
going
is
is killer.
This is like the second of these. Like the tunnels also had a lot of that of just like something's happening. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of like there's the way this one is directed. I think compared to And same thing with, I want to say it's the same dude who did this one, and since it's the same movie split across two things.
It is.
The direction of these ones sit with me in a way that the others don't as much. So this sequence is great. It ends in chaos. The rebels actually attack from behind, as you do.
It's interesting because Francis Lawrence is the guy who did it, and he did all of them.
Really?
Including Songbirds.
He got better as he went then.
his
I'm
thing.
sorry, he did not do the first one.
Yeah, that was Gary something. Maybe I'm misremembering the name of the dude. But he did Catching Fire too.
He did Catching Fire, he did both Mockingjays, and he did
Interesting.
Ballad of Songbirds and
That's
Snakes.
like Twilight too. Like they had a woman do the first.
He was co-director on the first one.
Okay.
Gary Ross was
Gary
the main on the
Yeah.
first one, though.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, technically, consistency throughout, but
his style is improving. Like he finds his footing.
Yeah, you do see him evolve here in a nice way.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rebels attack. Gale is pulled away. Katniss finds her little perch to see everyone crowded up at the gates of the mansion.
She's literally on a tank, dude. Or is it? No, it was a monument or a tank. It doesn't matter.
I think it was just a piece of rubble. I think it just ended up being a thing of rubble that
Yeah.
was like blown apart or whatever. Yeah, she sees all the children, and then the bombs happen. Or they say gifts from the Capitol.
Because they are this is a parallel to the games. This
It's
is
the
your
last
last
parallel to the
the
game.
parachutes.
Yeah.
So they drop those. Great. Love. Wonderful. Sucks. And then they send in the medics.
Yeah.
And then
Give them enough time to get there. And then round 2.
And then the second plane hit.
I'm kind of truly
Hit the tower.
Truly, actually, goddamn. I kind of I said this kind of during the break where I'm kind of questioning the realism of Coin's strategy here, because the timeline of it sounds like the timeline in the book maybe accounts for this a little bit. But Snow seems to announce, "Hey, come to my house," and then like within an hour, Coin has this plan ready to go of like, "Oh, we'll just bomb the citizens that are at the gates then." That's a pretty quick turnaround. It's not impossible for Coin.
No, but like
it's not out of character for her.
Snow says it the night before, so she technically has a whole night.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's a thing that
in
has
movie
been going
timeline,
on.
Yeah.
she has a whole night. In book timeline, she has a week.
The real question then is why presumably the medics should be in on this plan.
No.
You don't think so? I'd kind of hope they would be. I'd kind of hope the Coin would be smart enough to know.
No,
She
because
didn't care.
she says at the beginning there is no sacrifice too great.
Yes, I did catch that, and that is good. But it's at the
So
end of the
she calls
war,
that a sacrifice.
Yeah, but at the end of the war, why sacrifice more than you need to sacrifice?
Yeah, and that's what
to
Snow
ensure
says.
the win, to
To
close.
convince
He's not
Katniss.
wasteful,
That's
right.
what
To
Snow says to
close the
convince
win.
Katniss that it wasn't me.
Because she doesn't. Not only does she need to close the win, she needs the court of public opinion on her side, and the court of public opinion will kill you for medics dying. Because we have already proven in this society they don't give a shit about kids dying.
Right, but I'm saying, let me tell the commanders or whatever, let me tell my troop leaders who are on the ground who maybe need to give the order to Prim, say like...
What? So they can... You have spies on either side.
Yeah, but you could
So why
say-
would you say anything to anybody?
You
don't know who you can trust.
I guess.
I think the point of leaving the medics and leaving your own people and then attacking where your own people
To
are
make the because remember
to have
she's
their
doing
guard
it as
down.
the capital. She's doing it as
Yeah.
though she is not. It's not her. She had.
Yeah.
She wants
It's not
everyone to
supposed
think
to ever-
Snow attacked his own people when she
Snow
attacked
is
her
the
own
piece of
people.
shit.
Yeah. I don't
But also,
know.
I think some of that's left ambiguous because Suzanne Collins wanted it to be,
a real shock.
yeah, and ambiguous. She wanted
Mm-hmm.
it to be like, you don't know for sure. Snow could be lying. I don't think anyone ever fully cops to who dropped the bombs.
In the books.
I don't think so.
In the books, they do. Yeah.
Given that it's Gale's design, apparently, I think it's pretty clear.
I
Yeah.
was left with the feeling that Katniss just doesn't know. She can never know. She can never know if it was Gale's plan or not.
No, this is where it comes up.
You find in the passage.
Yeah, it's the parachutes.
Got to look at the text, sacred text.
Coin thought the parachutes would expedite the war. In the end, who does it benefit? And this is her inner monologue. I don't know how she comes to. I think she figures it out. Actually, it is from her conversation with Snow that she figures it out, but because she goes back and adds shit up. But Coin was also the kind of leader who you operated on a need-to-know basis, which is what you do in wartime.
Yeah.
And so she went to all the... She didn't, like, hardcore go to every responsible party, but she was able to piece together from the pieces that everybody else had, she pieced together the puzzle. And to confirm that Snow was correct. So she knew.
So let me ask this, as we have this emotional moment with losing Prim, did this hit like it hit in the books for y'all back in 2015?
Yes.
Or was this not, did this not measure up emotionally? Because, like, that's a big, I think about, like, the end of Deathly Hallows, and it's like, we just go down the line, and, like, here's Fred, here's Lupin, here's...
First once or twice watching it, bawling.
Really?
Bawling. Watching it 10 years later when I know what happens now.
Right.
Like, same with Harry Potter. But, like, yeah, that's how I felt when I watched Harry Potter as well. Like, sure, I knew it was going to happen, but it's still watching it, and they did it beautifully. Harry Potter did. Yeah, I mean, I think there was so much controversy. Like, it was not responded to like, wow, this was the movie we wanted. Like, this was what this was the ending to the Hunger Games that we wanted. And also there was the fact that, like, yeah, we knew this ending 5 years ago. Like,
right.
And so we'd been sitting with it. It was exciting seeing it on screen, exciting seeing it play out. It was poignant. For me, the death scene wasn't as much as the scene with the cat. The scene with the cat, where she's grieving, and it could be because I relate so much, but with that specific ache. But yeah, just the way she freaks out on that cat, like, that's what makes me cry every time.
Yeah.
I actually had to stop watching it when we watched it this time. I just didn't watch that part.
Wow.
I was like, nah, I can't.
My first watch of this, before we watched it today, in preparation for this for this episode, I agree, hardcore. With the cat episode, it's not necessarily because the bombing, I think, it
happens so quick.
It's quick. It cuts. There's a lot going on too that you like. I know it's coming, obviously, because that's also not my first watch either. It's just the first watch for the show, but it is the cat because I equated Primrose to my sister, to my younger sister.
Pretty easy to do. Yeah.
I can't imagine living in a world without her. And I kind of refuse to at this point. And so, and I don't have to, she's alive. That, like, to know that, to watch that, and to see, like, and to also know that Katniss hates that fucking cat, man. Like, hates that fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's her last touchstone to Prim, really, you know, because their mom is not a reliable person to use, like that's not, she can't share her grief with her mom because her mom is so fucking fragile.
Well, that transitions really well into the next, which I liked, where mom is patching her up. She wakes up in the hospital, mom is patching her up, and all she can kind of say is mom. And like
she's got rage for her mom. Like, she's got rage, fear, all of this. Her mom won't even look her in the eyes. Can't even look at her.
Yeah. But movie language wise, I love that this serves as our confirmation that she's dead.
Yeah.
Is that there's no, like, she didn't make it. There's no line.
Yeah.
Actually, it goes back to, like, the movie starts being efficient again, as I've kind of described this whole series, where it's a lot of show don't tell. And I love that silent communication of, like, no one's telling me what happened.
So I know.
So I know. I love that. I love that.
I think too, it speaks to a little bit of her PTSD, and definitely of her, like, of how she just deals with trauma in general. Of she doesn't actually cry about it, or she doesn't really have a reaction to it until she's back home.
Right. Until all this other shit's over.
Until everything else is over. She's been on the couch. She's rotted for a few days. The cat comes back, and that's when she finally feels safe to, like, let it out. And Jennifer Lawrence, I know we're jumping scenes, and I apologize for that, but Jennifer Lawrence really plays that scene well, with the, like, the snot and the spit dribbling down of just, like, this raw, like, grief.
Yeah.
And that is what gets me about it. So, some parts of the disgustingness of it, but also just, like, just how real that is. Because, like, when you've grieved like that, like, you feel that, you connect with that in a way that you're like, fuck, dude, like, that shit hurt. Like, that shit fucking hurt. And she does that so well. But to go back now,
Yeah, sorry, we cut to the cat, so we'll skip the cat when we come up to it. Because we just did the cat. We get to her talking with Snow, which is the other
well, first we get Effie coming.
Yeah, Effie shows her around like the mansion and stuff, which I kind of don't like that Effie's still dressed crazily. I like her final outfit she wears. I don't like this outfit. It's a little. I wish it was more somber or like.
Well, this
somewhat
is her
normalized. I don't
This
know.
is her first entrance in this movie.
Yeah.
This is her.
She's been in the background of like the wedding and stuff though. Like she's been around.
Oh, was she? I didn't see her.
Yeah. She's been, but she hasn't had anything to do really. But then she goes to see Snow in the greenhouse, and they have their kind of revelation there where Snow talks
I'm not
about,
above killing children, but I'm not wasteful. I take life for very specific reasons, and there was no reason for me to destroy a pen full of capital children. None at all.
See, so these, just to kind of go back to my earlier rant on Snow and the Capitol's lack of resources, it's lines like that where I'm like, I don't read Snow as being as delusional as he is, because he's very honest there. He's very like, I know exactly what kind of sociopath I am. So do you. I'm only going to do as much as, like, I'm only going to be rationally evil. I'm never going to be irrationally evil. So when he has moments of what read as irrational evil,
But poisoning people is kind of irrationally evil, just for the fun of poisoning people.
I don't think he does it for the fun of it. I don't think he ever, because that's what he's saying in that line. Is he's like, I don't do things for fun.
I like the critique.
Yeah.
That like he's
kind of inconsistent to me, and maybe that's the point.
what happens with the end feels very inconsistent with him just sitting in the mansion,
Very chill,
all this stuff.
Very like,
that
I
pans
lost,
out.
I got outplayed.
The fact that he should have seen it coming, how he was losing, all of that. I liked that thought. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely.
He's very graceful and understanding, and it makes him a very good character and really interesting. Like, it's a great scene. He and J. Law, as always, have a great chemistry here. But yeah, like character wise, it leaves him in a weird place that doesn't always align with some of his earlier actions and just like the grandiosity, because he doesn't really play into it in his final moments. And maybe that's a thing where, like, who you are in your last moments is who you actually are, and everything before may or may not be. He's playing up for his generals, he's playing up for the Capitol, and he doesn't have to play up for Katniss.
I don't think that. Here's the thing, and they don't capture this, I don't think, in his little monologue. But he says in the book, in fact, I was just about to issue an official surrender when they released those parachutes, which is the first set of bombs.
That would have been nice.
I believe it.
And then
I believe it, yeah.
And then he says, well, you really didn't think I gave the order, did you? Forget the obvious fact that if I'd had a working hovercraft at my disposal,
I'd be out of here.
I'd have
There
been
you
using
go.
it to make an
That's
escape.
what they needed to say in the movie.
But that aside, what purpose could it have served? And that's when we get to the killing children bit. He goes, however, I must concede, it was a masterful move on Coin's part. The idea that I was bombing our own helpless children instantly snapped whatever frail allegiance my people still felt to me. There was no real resistance after that. Did you know it aired live? This part is in the movie, and I think this is where we kind of get the real sense that it was Coin.
Yeah.
You can see Plutarch's hand there. And in the parachutes, well, it's that sort of thinking that you look for in a head game maker, isn't it? This they changed, though.
They make Plutarch far less
The problem.
responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't gunning for your sister, but these things happen.
I like it. I like him challenging, kind of going back to Gale's kind of pitch at the start too, him reinforcing that logic of just like, these things happen. This is a reality that you, Katniss, are just 100% unwilling to confront.
Mm-hmm. Instead, they focused on this next bit where they go, my failure, Snow says, was being so slow to grasp Coin's plan to let the capital and districts destroy one another, and then step in to take power with 13 barely scratched. Make no mistake, she was intending to take my place right from the beginning. I shouldn't be surprised. After all, it was 13 that started the rebellion that led to the Dark Days, and then abandoned the rest of the districts when the tide turns against it. But I wasn't watching Coin. I was watching you, Mockingjay. And you were watching me. I am afraid we have been both played for fools.
Yeah, I like it. It's a great scene. Mm-hmm. And I like Katniss having that revelation, which we finally, I'll say now we actually do get some payoff to her, like, having more political savvy when they do have, like, the Victor meeting here. And Coin, By contrast, Coin gets stupid here. Coin gets kind of stupid villain mode here, where she's like, and I'll be interim president, obviously. And then she's like, I think we do another Hunger Games. And it's like, okay, this is the worst group of people to pitch this to. Mm-hmm. You are, up to this point, you have been a smart enough character to know that. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Snow, where I'm just like, you're kind of inconsistently crazy and evil for no reason. And now she's being inconsistently, ruthless and vindictive. Also, for you already have the power.
And she doesn't. Well, she doesn't call the shots. So I'm sure it's unilaterally agreed that like the victors have to agree before we do. And something
she does set that up, but it's still the pretense of democracy.
Right. Well, she doesn't already have the power. If Katniss goes against her, she loses, and she knows she loses.
But she's also knows Katniss probably doesn't want the power. That's
why she has to but nobody else in the room doesn't know that. Everybody else in the room doesn't know that. So you have to let everybody else believe that it is their idea.
Sure, and she has to put that in their head and stuff.
And that Katniss is behind her. And this is where the power play really comes in, is where she doesn't have the power. She's aware of that. Mm-hmm. She knows who has it, and this is where Boggs's quote comes in too, where he says, remember he said it has to be, you have to throw your support behind somebody, and if it's not behind her and it's not an immediate yes behind her, and she remembers that.
Right.
And I don't even have this context from the book. This is me just going.
No, it's immediate payoff.
This is me connecting dots. Mm-hmm. She remembers that and goes, okay, I'm going to go with you. But she chooses her words very carefully. She doesn't say she puts her support behind Coin. She says she wants to kill Snow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She makes the bargain for it.
And Haymitch, who also
picks up on
it, plays the game even better than Katniss does, and has been playing for far longer, says, I'm putting my money behind, I side with the Mockingjay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is where that is. For the court of public opinion,
that is where that is.
That is where that is. And the court of the public opinion of this round table, because there's clearly a high disagreement here. Mm-hmm. You have
Joanna mad as fuck. You have Beatty pretty chill.
No, Beatty's a no, Peeta's a no, Annie's a no.
Yeah.
Those three are adamant no's.
Right.
And those are technically, outside of Haymitch, the three closest people to Katniss. Right. In that room.
Well, again, which is why I kind of disagree with like, oh, they don't know that Katniss doesn't want to lead, and it's like these people, I feel like
they don't know that. They don't know that.
The three people closest to Katniss.
I don't think it's a question of Katniss leading. I don't think that's a question in play.
No, I don't think so either. I don't even.
I'm saying that Coin knows that Katniss leads it regardless.
Sure.
Whatever Katniss says goes for those people.
Yes.
So she needs Katniss to say in a public forum
that she supports
Coin wants.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that Katniss is wanting to lead the thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, it's that she already does.
I understand the where it ends. It's where it begins that bothers me. Where I like Coin even posing this question to them, even putting this on the table at all, strikes me as more complicated than it needs to be. It introduces a risk factor that
none of her kids were even in the Hunger Games. She's District 13. They didn't suffer under the Hunger Games. Why should Coin care?
But if she just takes it, she's a dictator. And she wants to look better than Snow.
And the way to do that is a Hunger Games? No. I think she's like it's a weird. This is where it goes back to like Suzanne's writing choices.
That's fair.
Feel weird because it's like Coin up till this point has been smart enough not to like act. She might secretly be a dictator, but she's very good at not coming across that way. Mm-hmm. So what is the thing to do to not to be it's stupid of her.
But it's giving them democracy again. You voted. I'm just going with what y'all voted.
Yes. In the end, yes. It's like I see where she's going with it.
She's giving them the illusion of a choice.
Right, but it should be like, well, okay, well then let's vote on tribunals of like, do we execute this person? Let's do individual Nuremberg trials for everybody that was Snow supporter.
She doesn't want to give them that much power.
That is set up, but they want to. She poses it, at least in the movie, as like there's going to be a lot of vengeance wanted, and we need to know when we've sought enough vengeance. Obviously,
Right.
all of these people will stand trial and be executed.
Yeah.
But how are we going to adjust to the fact that these people were the elite and they were watching and enjoying the entertainment of our children dying? How do we transition to all being on one level? Should we
How do we balance the
force
scales?
them beneath us? Should we force them to experience it just once?
Right.
And it's when Stephanie Meyer, or not Stephanie Meyer, God forbid, fucking Suzanne Collins, when she wrote the book, she was thinking about like
Reparations.
she was thinking about like the worst of what
Like French Revolution
what
stuff.
war could
Yeah.
hold, like the Hunger Games, like this is a consequence of war, in a dystopia. So yeah, I don't know.
It's a weird choice for me for her to pitch a Hunger Games after we just fought a war over the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but when you think about that, the book is the Hunger Games.
Yes, it's like okay, we still, and that's the thing, and that's kind of goes back to my big overarching problem with the Hunger Games in general, is that it starts out as a really good thinky thing of like, what if the Hunger Games? What an interesting concept for a dystopia universe. And just like structurally, we're kind of locked into this like narrative structure of each movie has to have some twist on there being a Hunger Games. By the end, we're still stuck with like that concept holding us down as like, well, what if it feels like it's speed running?
We just want to see children die.
Yeah, it's kind of speed running back to that thing. It's like,
Well,
know.
And I think she was what Suzanne Collins was trying to do was to be like, in a situation like this, you have to be really careful that the leader that got you through the war on this side,
Yes.
that you don't just become,
It's
you
Lord of
don't
the Flies logic.
Yeah, don't repeat the cycle.
Right. And I get it. It's kind of I can explain it away through it being YA. It's like I cannot go through the decades long journey that was like Robespierre to Napoleon. Right. It's just like that is a big jump to like French Revolution that ends in an emperor. So I have to speed run it to where like, all right, Coin wins and immediately wants to do more Hunger Games.
That was my complaint.
Cyclical revolution. That is my theme. Do you get it? 16-year-old.
I don't even know if that is worth like, yep, I have to take my moment, which I have been waiting all this time to finally kill Snow with my hands. I have to seize that and kill this other potential bad guy that's just gonna be left unchecked if I don't get this out of the way now. I don't feel like Coin was established as
Being evil enough to
evil
justify
enough.
Coin's. I think
it feels like it was a cop-out towards the end. And that's because when you're reading the book, the shift for Coin happens like halfway through the book. And so
it's more gradual.
Yeah, so it definitely feels more like, okay.
She's been building towards it more.
It should have been
than-
built up longer, perhaps.
I think it's built up
I
pretty
think-
well over the movie.
I think with the Plutarch side eyes, it's been building up, but it's very nuanced to where if you don't catch it, it's not there.
Oh, this is another moment where I do miss Plutarch not being in this council scene. He's
Yeah.
really missing from the scene in a huge way.
Absolutely.
I have no idea what his character would have done in this, which is it's a very noticeable gap at this point. Anyway, so we do get to her execution here. Haymitch sees what she's doing and like trusts she has something up her sleeve here. I love, for what it's worth, visually anyway, I love when she does kill Coin. I love how the body slumps.
Visually, it's
Yeah.
so
It is the
cool.
most.
So
She's
good.
up there. She's in gray.
She's Christ posed.
She's Christ posed.
The flop, the way her body just flops, the way
Yes.
Snow.
The way Katniss, just her eyes go straight up to Coin.
Yep.
Yeah, it was all great.
It's so quick. I love Snow's reaction. Donald Sutherland's like maniacal fucking spitting up blood laugh. I love like it's the final respect he pays to Katniss, which it's a great final character moment for him where he's just like, my girl.
Yep.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes. Oh, it's so sickly sweet.
It's kind of a like she says earlier, like Snow corrupts everything, and it's like he hasn't for her really, but like he probably in the back of his mind is taking credit. you know. I like it. I love it.
I think it's kind of like a, I failed. Here's this other big guy about to come up and take over, and I know the wheel's going to keep on turning, and Miss Everdene's going to fade into obscurity, whatever. But she makes this final move that is like
Surprises
100%.
him.
Yeah, surprises him, and it's like that is like ha, like she got me and she got you, motherfucker.
Yeah, we're the adversary.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't win, you didn't win
You
either.
didn't win either.
She won.
Yeah.
Like
It's like now no one knows what's gonna happen, including me, and that's the most exciting thing.
Well, and you see him playing this for the love of the game the whole movie too.
Yes.
The other thing that I want to point out here was to production, the drums as she's walking up, that fucking visual,
It's like a
and
whole parade.
audio,
Yeah.
just going through, excellent there.
And she was
Death
gonna
March.
kill herself too.
She goes
And
to
Peeta
grab
was
Peta's right there, boy.
He's like,
Yeah.
no.
My boy.
It was kind
My
of like
boy is right the fuck there.
he kind
ready
of
to
slapped
go.
her away.
Oh no, he was pissed.
He's
He was like, how the like
He was-
we get
he was-
through all of this just for you to try to kill yourself? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm here. I'm
It was
here.
so good. It was so good.
He looked at her like a cat. Like,
He
what are you
really looked at
doing?
her like, what the fuck? Like, and not about coin, not about that, but just about the pill. You could
Just like,
tell.
what are you doing? Like, they're not gonna kill you. Again, it's like to her dying breath, she would have been like still stupid enough to realize like I am invincible. Like, dude, everyone in the world, you are invincible. Not only do you have main character syndrome, like if they kill you, you're a martyr. If we don't kill you, like you are fine. Katniss is never in any danger.
You were
I
untouchable.
mean, I felt like they also had to be like, okay, we put this traumatized child out there to be the executioner, and
Right.
that was on us. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I love
like-
the cut to Plutarch too here,
Yes.
and his little smile where he obviously can't like smile real big,
I
but
think-
he still can't help himself but to smile.
And I think that's edited in from some other
It absolutely
footage.
is. It
So,
absolutely is.
And
It
that's-
did not look right. It
and
did
that's
not
a-
look
well,
right, but
no.
it was fine.
But it's a huge, to me, points to production for like
100%.
whoever like fished that B-roll out and was like, this will do. This
I
will
think they did
communicate what we
some
need to do.
Yeah.
AI generative bullshit. I think they did some computer generative
Maybe
shit
back then.
back then.
We do miss him again here in the cell scene. I think I read somewhere he was supposed to come in the cell
He
and have
was.
this talk to her.
He was.
So this
That's
is
in the trivia.
it. I like how they explain it away where he's like, I can't be seen with you. But
Mm-hmm.
it is still kind of awkward, Haymitch reading a letter to her.
I prefer it to Katniss reading it.
Yes. It is the best way to possibly compromise given the situation.
And in the books, I like the feel. I just like the feeling of like, okay, you did this final thing. The war is over. Coin's dead. Snow's dead. It's done. You're not needed anymore.
Go home.
Let's all leave this bitch alone. Let's let her go live her life.
Yeah.
We don't care. We don't care what you go do. In the book, did they put her under house arrest?
For a little while.
I
Yes.
think they put her under house, which
They
is
just
like,
in the cell that they have her in where she's with Haymitch, where like Haymitch meets her. She's in like
She's got amenities and stuff.
technically it's house arrest in the president's mansion, but yeah, she's in.
Yeah.
she's there.
Okay.
yeah, I thought as it extended a little bit.
Yeah,
after she went
it's about a
back
week.
to Victor's village. Yeah, it's like, you know, a little slap on the wrist. Like, you want us the revolution.
We can't do shit to
Like,
you.
And again,
Who is
But
gonna sit here and
We
deliberate?
still have to tell you something. We still have to give you some sort of consequence.
She didn't believe it though. She really thought she was
cooked.
cooked from that.
Yeah.
And I think part of her just didn't want to live as well.
Well, she was tired.
But then she goes back to the village and
And she deals with the Effie tells her goodbye. I want to highlight Effie's final look here, where she looks like
she says, "It's your job to take care of yourself now," and then immediately tells Haymitch, "Take care of her."
yeah.
and she's like, promise me you'll find it. And she says, find what? And she says, the life of a victor. And I liked that a lot
I like it a lot too.
because it's Effie's perspective still as a capital person. But it's also, I think that what we get is that. This is what we get. Like, she's traumatized to hell. She's fucking scarred.
She
Every
absolutely
moment
is.
of peace, that is like, it's like, that's what it's worth. That's what it's about
Yeah.
now.
I like how the camera lingers on Effie's face as she watches her go. And it's
You watch her go through like the emotions of about to cry, and then collects herself.
yeah, because she very genuinely wants that for her. And I know Effie does not do a whole lot, I think, in the books beyond catching fire. I think she just vanishes, right?
Yeah, she's not.
So they've created a great, I think, background arc from her.
and I think that's a tribute to Elizabeth Banks's performances as well.
That we want more of her. Yeah. But also the fact, like, she clearly starts out as comic relief, but somewhere along the line, they were like, oh, you can actually, like,
You've got depth.
measure up. Yeah, like, we're going to give you shit to do, even if it's...
That was in the book, too.
Yeah, but right. She's, like, a tragic character in her own right.
Well,
but
I wouldn't say tragic. I wouldn't say tragic at all.
She'd be doing whatever she wants.
But she's
like delusional. She's truly delusional.
She's pretty delulu. She's like the face of what the capital citizens
but
are
she's
probably like.
In her head, she's redefined what it means to be a victor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I like how that's
she has had her whole 2020 like Black Lives Matter phase. She knows.
White liberal ally.
Yeah, white liberal ally. Fucking Effie drink it.
Maybe that's why I like her so much.
That's her vibe. That's what she's supposed to be giving.
Yeah.
Katniss is always like, you don't get it, but you know, your heart's in the right place.
Yes.
Your heart's in the right place.
Yeah, you got the spirit.
She got the spirit.
We get to the cat stuff where she screams at the cat.
First she's sleeping on the couch. She's rotting on the couch.
Yeah.
Which real.
And then she finds
just
the
like
cat.
me for real.
She just like me for real.
And we've talked enough about the cat, but yeah, great scene. I also just love a cat. I love a cat.
And then she goes and she gets up and she goes to go hunt because what the fuck else is she gonna do?
I love how this is shot. The way it's so like sunny and clear. There's a lot of moments in this whole movie where like they change the like color grading depending on where there's a moment when they get off the ship early in the movie where it's like pure gray, almost grayscale. And then like in here it's so vibrant and sunny.
It's just the brighter new day.
And I appreciate how the movie does that because a lot of movies these days
just stay on one fucking color grade.
Yeah, this is going to be the color grade of this movie or whatever.
But I think it's also a symbolism thing too of like
absolutely
Brave New World.
Yeah.
So it's brighter.
It's like the sun after the rain.
Yeah.
Contrasted with how like grayed out the first movie is. I'm thinking back to like the original
it's fucking bleaked out
reaping scene. Yeah, you know, where it's so dry and finally like we can see the sun glisten on her face and shit. Yeah, it's great.
She's never looked better, by the way.
She looked great at the end there, yeah, for sure.
But she walks in.
She
to
finds
the courtyard,
PETA,
and he's what is he doing?
Primroses.
He's planting primroses. My God, just the yearning of this man. And you're right, he does it without trying. I was gonna kind of nail you earlier when you were like, he does it without trying, and I was like, what do you mean? But like you're right, like that's just naturally who he is as a person.
He's just himself,
and it's fucking amazing.
Ooh, we didn't really talk about the end of Gale's thing where he shows up and she confronts him. She's like, that was your bomb, right? And she just goodbye, Gale.
He's like on the verge of tears.
Yeah.
I hate it for him.
I like how abrupt.
That was his sister too, right? Like
that was his
sister, yeah.
Exactly. And he did not drop that bomb. He was right next there with her.
But again, I think it's a very nice wrap up on his arc where he is forced to confront the consequences.
He's never made a kill. Like he's never actually like he's killed, but he's never made a significant kill of like face to face, look somebody in the eye, watch that life drain out of him. Yeah. And while he still didn't watch the life drain out of Prim's eyes, it's still
he knows
close
he's
enough
that
it's like this is my fault, this is me. Fuck.
And he has to live, and that's it. And that is the last we see of him. And I think that is a fantastic, tragic conclusion to his
in the book.
His arc.
Where did Gale go? District 2. Got some fancy job there. I see him now and again on the television.
That's like the end of Titanic, dude. When she's talking about the guy at the end of Titanic, just like he blew his brains out a few years later. You know? I never saw him again.
Never saw him again.
I love that. No, and that's very teenager too. It's like, oh yeah, like the first guy you dated back in high school. What is he doing now?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, they said in the movie too. He ended up in District 2 as a commander.
Oh, and the little letter. Yeah. So she and PETA are like domestic in bliss for the last. They have a little montage here at the end, and then
they got their little babies.
And he says, "You love me, real or not real?"
Real.
In the book, before he asks her that question, my calling back to Gale saying she's gonna pick whoever she can't survive without. He is right. What I need to survive is not Gale's fire, kindled with rage and hatred. I have plenty of fire myself. What I need is the dandelion in the spring, the bright yellow that means rebirth instead of destruction, the promise that life can go on, no matter how bad our losses, that it can be good again, and only PETA can give me that. As he's planting fucking primroses. in the fucking yard.
Yeah.
And it's always been Peter. And we know in that moment, it's just always been Peter.
Wow.
It is I like it. It's the right choice. I'm glad she tied it up the way she did. And then they have their kid. I kind of agree with teenage Ashley, where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about her ending up just being a mama.
Yeah.
I'm a little so-so on that, and maybe it's just the current climate, and I'm like, I don't know that this is an idyllic ending. It's hard for me to imagine, because I think we as a society and culture right now are where Katniss is at the start of the series, where it's just like, I'm not having a family with you, Gale.
Right.
Now's not the time.
I'm
Right.
making some faces at that.
Yeah.
Because yes, at the time when all this is going on, but what does everybody really want right now? What do we all really
We all want that.
We all want to go run off into the woods and live detached from society in our own little homes,
Preferably
with
not
our own
in
little
this country.
families.
Preferably not in this country.
Yeah, but
let
they're
me
back
go to
in their
fucking
home
somewhere
ground.
else.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I think, I don't know, I get it. That's just my thought.
No,
because
you're
were
right.
saying that.
You're right in the sense that it, like, what we want and what we are capable, we feel like we're capable of wanting.
But the thing is, yeah, that's where I'm going to, is that, yes, I want it, sure.
It's a dangerous thing to want.
But I don't want it if reality is this way.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want it
We
under these
can't.
circumstances.
Yeah, and we don't have a change in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
They
But I
got their
think it's-
final change. And
Yeah.
I think it harkened back to when Katniss was like, why would I ever want to make children in this world?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not in this world.
Right.
And so the fact that she was finally able to, it was like
It ties it back around to being,
Affirmation.
I'm okay with it. I'm mature enough now.
well,
I'm,
it's like
I'm not
the
teenage
world
Ashley,
has changed.
You know?
I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about my kids getting sent to the slaughter.
But as as an adult now, and having done some trauma work within myself, I think it's a testament to her healing from that PTSD that she has had from even before the Hunger Games, especially with her dad dying and stuff. That she's carried that PTSD where she's like, I've always had to like fight to survive, at minimum to fucking eat, even, and now I don't have to do that anymore, so I can be free. I can live my life in however way I want, in the way that I want at this point. Is just I just want peace.
It doesn't feel like what Katniss would do, the Katniss that we knew for this whole series.
Yes.
But that's because she's not, just doesn't have to be that Katniss anymore. She
Right.
doesn't have to be the survivor. She
Right.
can dream of a life like that.
It's just a hard thing to reckon, but I don't dislike it.
What they don't talk about in the movie, which is fair because you need to wrap it up quickly and you don't need, there's only so much you can do. But what they do kind of to heal is PETA and her write a book of what the fuck they've been through.
They do the Lord of the Rings ending.
And this has been this book.
A hobbit's tale. A tribute's tale.
Yeah, they write
Yeah.
they write the whole thing out and
That's
partly
a little goofy.
partly to like
Process.
process,
But also for posterity.
But
That's
also-
actually what you do when you're heavily traumatized.
bro, you're writing a fucking book. Stop making fun of it.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine it's more for history's sake. It's like people need to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she sings the Deep in the Meadow song that she sings for so that
closes out the
this
credits.
This is what closes out the credits. The lyrics itself is my children who don't know they play on a graveyard is what the ending of that in her inner monologue is. And so it's a lot deeper of an ending when you have that context. Again, these movies expect you to have read. They expect you to have the book context. And that is something I think they do well enough to...
It's very rewarding if you have, and it's
It's well enough if you haven't.
Yeah.
But it's much more enriched if you have. And I think that is...
It's a weird middle ground to land in.
But the last line of the book and the last line of the movie prior to the credits is there are much worse games to play.
Which we did say probably would have worked better as a
As a
voiceover.
voiceover, I
because
agree.
she's kind of doing it's kind of like an over-the-shoulder camera reaction shot back and forth with her and a very confused-looking baby. The baby is just staring blankly at her as she's dissecting her trauma.
Man, this baby really took Garrett out, by the way.
It took me out. So they cut to it. If they cut to it once, that's one thing. But
No.
they kept cutting back to it as if it would make a different face.
These two became the biggest baby haters during this scene.
We did. I will agree. I did.
I hate babies. Babies are
don't-
ugly. Everyone I know that's had a baby, I've told them it was cute and I lied. These are direct quotes.
yeah.
Don't put me on blast, man.
Yeah, you didn't
There's
have to cop to it being you.
There's not a great.
I didn't.
It's not a great looking baby. I think it would have worked better as a voiceover of her thinking at the baby instead of talking to the baby.
I think too. Like,
I love when you pan to a baby and they're just
well,
stupid
because have
face.
y'all had the baby experience in the grocery store where a baby just fucking stares at you?
Or in a
Yeah.
restaurant or
Or,
something.
wherever you
yeah.
are in public, where it's not a baby you fucking know, and the baby is just staring at you like you did something to it, and you're like, man, can I just fucking live?
But you know what? Since you just reiterated the passage in the book, it really does send home the feeling of like, this baby does not know what I'm saying. These children don't know they're playing on a graveyard.
Yeah.
Like, this baby.
Yeah.
But I like the implication.
And they don't have to because that's what they work
No,
for.
no, but I like that she says, "I will tell you about it someday."
Yeah,
That's important.
Why I scream in the night
I
every
don't.
night.
Yeah, no, I think it's very important for the sake of kind of like what Plutarch says in the letter. We're fickle creatures. We don't learn.
we have to be reminded.
Have to be
Don't
reminded.
forget the
And
past.
Katniss instead, like it would almost be, it would be stupid if Katniss were like, "I don't want to tell you about this, about what happened to me and everything." But she's like, "I'll tell you someday, and I'll tell you how I deal with it." I think that's a good.
And she says, "I tell them how I survive it" in the book. Yeah,
That's a really good note to end on it philosophically,
100%.
in the sense that
and I
like
think that's what Suzanne's trying to get across here, in general.
it's obviously like any dystopia, it's a great cautionary tale, you know.
Don't forget now.
Oh, we didn't talk about
Mm-hmm.
this fucked up dystopian society, and I'm gonna yell here, so I'm gonna come back here. To
Okay.
do so.
All right. Sure.
This fucked up dystopian society got the first black woman president before we, as an actual society, did. I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's cool.
We stand President
Paler.
Paler. Great. Cool.
Taylor, but with a P.
Yep. She was great, and she did listen. She gave a great speech in the middle of the movie. I would probably vote for her.
She was great.
Yeah,
She was a very middle of the road person.
exactly. That's what you need sometimes, folks. Don't let it stop you from voting now if they're just middle of the road. All right.
All right. Okay. Middle of the road is too far right for me.
Yeah. At this point. Yeah. All right.
Total upheaval.
That's Mockingjay Part 2, and that's Hunger Games. Let's rank, and then
Get the fuck
say
out of
say
here.
our goodbyes. Yeah. Let's go plot.
Shit.
Where you landing, Ash?
Especially in the context of the book, I will say the book dragged on. This book was the hardest to get through.
Really?
Mockingjay was the hardest to get through. And what's nuts about this is I was able to break it up into 2 parts because the movie broke it up into 2 parts, and it was still fucking miserable. So, plot-wise, 3. And that's purely just because you do have this fuck-ass triangle to deal with the whole time. It is the most confusing that this triangle gets, which I guess it's we have to flesh some things out, sure, but it's fucking miserable doing it. I don't think Boggs needed to die. I think that's rude. He was a great father. Why did he have to die? So 3.
Okay.
That's where I land.
Addie?
Yeah, I'm in the 3 range as well. I'd give it like a 3.5. Yeah, a little convoluted in not a good way, maybe is how I would put it. Yeah, some of the decisions made I might not have made if I was writing this story. It's still a great story in my opinion. Yeah, for plot, 3.5.
Yeah, I land at 3.52. I think the love triangle really weighs down what could have been a really mature conclusion to everything.
Amen.
I'm in the weird camp where I'm like, I don't think Katniss again, the war would have been won if Katniss didn't need to do anything. So the whole thing almost feels unnecessary in a roundabout way. And yeah, but I like the concept of the games. I like that we still find a way to stick to that formula. I think that's done as creatively as you can. But yeah, like the political stuff, inconsistencies with our presidents and their characterization And I kind of just miss Peeta. Like Peeta weirdly does not feel like he's in this one, in like as himself anyway. And I guess I get that's the point, but I miss that, and that like loses points for me.
Major lack of levity.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
very grim
Agreed.
way to close it out, as it doesn't end on a triumphant note, and I'm fine with that. But yeah, where are we at? Production.
I did give them a lot of shout outs. I feel, especially music, the fucking the sewer mutts were stellar.
Yeah.
We didn't have to deal with the Atlanta Marriott at all. Fuck you for the garage hospital though. So I'm laying on a solid 4.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah. Addie.
Yeah, I think a 4 is really good. I would agree with a 4. It's visually striking. I'm always like impressed when I watch something from 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting it in the context of
Yeah, it
where
does hold up
technology
for
was.
10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it holds up. It doesn't feel dated. Yeah, I know a big thing I disliked was the wigs with Jennifer Lawrence.
She looks fine.
She looks great
She
in
looks
this
great.
one.
Yeah.
This one, like, they had it on point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna be really generous. I'm gonna say 4.5. There's not a whole lot I can say that I don't like about it. I like the locales. I love like the Berlin architecture. I love the music is really good. I like the shifting color grades. I like the design of the mutts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaving that 0.5% out just for like, I don't know, maybe some of the Capitol's like aesthetics and stuff that are left over, like some of Effie's looks, or like Tigress, which is like really cool, but like I don't know that we need it. Like there's some like just hanging on stuff that's like kind of silly from the other ones maybe, that I'm like, I feel like we've matured past it. And yeah, I don't know, like this one, and the direction, like again, this guy's like grown as he's gone each time, and it's gotten better and more visually inventive with each one, which I like. Performance.
I mean, aside from your obvious downer, and even with him being his little broody downer self.
Being Liam. It's maybe you can say my name, you know.
No. I refuse.
I'm Liam.
I'm Liam.
I
Liam
refuse.
Hemsworth.
It's the last time we're never going to watch another
No,
one of my
because
movies.
like you're. Yeah, it is. It is. It genuinely fucking is.
I fumbled Miley Cyrus.
He did, and he cheated. I'm gonna go 4 here too.
Mm-hmm.
Point docked for him. Points up for those who did their part to make this as agreeable as possible. Natalie Dormer, Eldon Henson, Michelle Forbes, Jenna Malone, even
Mahershala.
Ali, Gwendolyn Christie for the 5 seconds she was there. The guy that plays Beatty, I forget his name.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, yes. Thank you. J-Law, of course. Josh Hutcherson, of course. Woody, too. I will say point docked for Plutarch.
Dying. Motherfucker.
Just that we miss him.
Just because
like
we missed him.
there's a gap.
Just
yeah.
because
Yeah.
we missed him.
Okay.
Just because we missed him. Not for him dying, man.
Yeah.
That does make me feel like an asshole for saying that shit.
But I know what you mean.
No,
There's-
it-
No,
yeah.
it just performance is lacking in the home stretch, and that's really where it's needed. If you like, your first note and your last note always matter the most,
Yeah.
and unfortunately,
We're
didn't get
missing like one of our like star players.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4.
Addie.
Yeah. For 4.5, I'd say I was really struck by Jennifer Lawrence's performance with the grief, and same with Josh Hutcherson.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just really knocked it out of the park with this. And I think they actually didn't get
Enough credit at the time.
enough credit, at the
Yeah.
time for how well they did. Yeah. You can tell that Jennifer Lawrence really has Katniss down at this point.
Yeah.
And just the entire embodiment of Katniss in general, it was like definitely what you were hoping for if you were a big fan of her back in the day.
Yeah, I'm going to say 4.5. I'm going to be nice again. The only things that do bring it down for me are Liam, as always, and Jenna Malone for me, who I find just a little bit over the top. Like, those are the only two that, like, really, like, take me out. But everybody else, especially, like, yeah, J-Law has matured as an actress over the course of all these movies, and I really liked the turn that Hutcherson has, where he's able to like channel a completely different side of this character that like we didn't know was there. Like that's, and you are right. I think with him in particular, I don't think he's gotten nearly as much credit as he should have and fame from these movies. And like I get J Law's the star, she deserved the, you know, Oscar and all that shit she gets after this, but he's also, I think, deserved more than he's gotten in the interim. But yeah, was that it?
I think
that was it.
PPP.
God damn, yeah. All right, that's Hunger Games. My final take is like I've gotten to a point where I think I said at the top, it's like these are good. I get it. I see where and how the fandom came to be. I still just cannot count myself personally among them, and I hope you can forgive me for that.
I mean, truthfully, I don't know that I count myself among the fans, not the diehard ones.
I don't know.
You sounded like a fan.
You sounded like, yeah, I've got 12 straight hours of content that says you're a fan.
Everyone would disagree.
Nah, y'all are right. I didn't buy the pretty box set for no reason. I am a fan. I love it.
Yeah, currently, in this day and age, she bought the box set.
Yeah. I refuse to buy Sunrise of the Reaping until I get a matching
Pretty version. Yeah.
Pretty version for that fucking box set. So, yeah. No, y'all are right. I am a fan. I enjoy these. These make me think. This is like in this current day and age, I really felt like this was a good series to hit. Yeah. I felt like it was something that we needed to do, regardless of the fact that it was going to be kind of bulky for us to do.
Yes, and
especially with us being so new to this.
Yeah, please, just I appreciate anyone who has stayed and sat through all of these. Again, we've been recording this series in particular over the course of several months, and it will be probably released over the course of a couple months. Yeah. So thank you for staying with us through this series. Addie, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Addie, thanks.
For it. This is, like...
How do you feel about being on the pod? Tell us now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Tell us all your feelings right now.
Be honest.
Be so honest. Do you feel like you just referee me and Garrett arguing? Yes or no?
I think that's my role in our friendship, and it's always been a delight for me.
That's great.
Well, at least you like it.
I do,
Sorry.
Truly.
Yeah.
And it's been a delight to touch back in with this big cultural touchstone for me personally. Very nostalgic. Yeah, it's been great. I know Garrett is not easily swayed, so I don't need him to verbally admit that he enjoyed them.
Bro, he talked for those hours too, so.
He
Sure.
had a lot of thoughts and feelings. And
Yeah.
I think that just because you weren't into something back in the day, doesn't mean you can't take pleasure out of it now.
Absolutely. Look, you've come a long way with Star Wars,
Yeah. Way better than you with the Hunger Games.
This is
That's true.
Very true.
That's so true.
Yeah. So.
But no, it was great. It was great. Hope to be back again someday.
We hope to have you back. We hope, listener, that you also come back after.
Yeah, thank you again. We can't thank you enough for making it through any of our episodes ever, but specifically these. And if you are amongst those of us who are disheartened by the things that are going on in the world, we want you to know you're a good person. We stand with you. We do not condone the actions of this current administration.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck ICE.
Fuck ICE. Fuck this administration. Fuck anybody that supports it. Et cetera, et cetera. We stand against all that bullshit, and against the actual Capitol as it currently stands.
Every
Amen.
capital.
Especially, you know what? Especially Albany, New York. Because what the hell do you mean New York's not the capital of New York? What the hell?
Not Albany.
Where did that come from?
I was trying to keep it light before we got a little too dark and grim there. Because that's the other thing with this show is I wanted to say too that like
he deflects with humor.
It's a movie review show, and I realize it's at the end of the day it's an entertainment podcast, and it's very hard to be entertained these days. But I think it's important to whether it's relevant art like this or whether it is fun and silly deflecting art. It's important to engage with the things that keep us human in times like these. and that's what we're trying to do. This for us, this show is a way to hang out and talk about shit we like or don't like, or eventually get to a point of liking.
Yeah.
So
or eventually
where
get
he
to a
has to
point
talk
of
himself
not
into it,
admitting
man.
that he likes it. But
yeah. So in these dark times, watch a movie. You know, look to our fictional heroes so you can become.
Watch Heated Rivalry, man.
remember who the real enemy is.
And as you're recommending Heated Rival, remember this comes out like probably a year from the time.
I know it. I know it.
It's
And I'm
still
not upset about
relevant.
it.
It probably
It's
has
still
this-
relevant. It's still relevant because
You're
we're getting
gonna wanna
season 2
watch
next
it.
year. So,
You're
Yeah.
gonna want to watch it. Oh man.
man.
Seek joy where you can find it, and you can find us where, Ashley, on our socials.
Woo. So we still have Instagram. At some point, socials will die
Right.
for us.
Probably.
But you can find us on Instagram at Podcast of Critics, TikTok at Podcast of Critics 1.
And we're also on Blue Sky, I think, at Podcast of Critics.
Yes.
So you can find us there.
Anyways, I've been Ashley.
I've been Garrett,
I'm an Addie.
and this has been the Podcast of Critics. Thank you, and good night.